Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Ass Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93X.
Somebody get a pencil and a sheet of paper and write this down. That's 2 days in a row we've played Limp Bizkit to start the program. If we make it 3 times tomorrow, Josh is going to quit. Write that down.
It'll get you pumped up. That's our buddy Dr. P's band. He likes Limp Bizkit.
That's right, he does, doesn't he?
I just want to go on the record. Not my buddy.
Oh, he's not? I thought it was all of our buddies.
No.
I told you.
Not a big fan of the guy.
You're not?
Oh. Nope.
Well,
Nope.
you should let him know. Yeah,
I've been trying to dump hints on him, but I don't think he's figured it out yet. Maybe next time he visits. You go ahead and call him your buddy. He's no buddy of mine.
Got to be a little less subtle. Because you did scratch "I hate you" into the side of his vehicle.
His car, yeah.
But none of us picked up on that.
He thought...
He showed up at my house one summer in his Mustang with kind of one of those fat-brimmed hats that he had just a little crooked.
They say Red Bull on it?
And he had, I don't remember what it said on it, probably something pickleball related.
Monster.
And then he put in a Limp Bizkit CD, and then we took off into the summertime.
You guys cruising around town in a convertible listening to Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit, yeah.
Did you go to Inspiration Point?
We tried, we couldn't find it.
Oh, we went from the 90s to the 50s there real quick.
Nick gave us a map to a broken bridge. And again, we didn't pick up on the hint.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we welcome you to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Hopefully there's still a few of you out there who weren't washed away by last night's weather. She was another keeper. By God.
Yeah, it was a wild one last night.
We hope you and your personal property are still intact. She came rolling through your town, didn't it, Josh?
Yeah, so I actually went to bed at a decent hour, and that all changed when the sirens went off, and then I was up forever after that. And my dogs were going nuts, so that didn't help. But just on the way in, I surveyed a little bit my yard in the morning, and there really wasn't much damage. We got lucky. It was certainly windy, lots of lightning, thunder, rain, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the trees were pumping back and forth there for a little while last night, but as far as I could tell, things were mostly intact in my neighborhood as well. Hopefully everyone's all right.
Ashley, how long was your power out?
It's going to be out for a while.
Oh,
She was saying it might not get back till Thursday.
Oh,
Yep.
my gosh.
Yeah, that's the 31st. Yep.
I burned my house and moved.
Yeah, I'm not having a good time already, so that's not good.
You're not going to miss your air conditioning.
It is. It's not. I had to sleep downstairs yesterday.
I wasn't aware of this. Your power went out last night during the storm.
Yep, I was in bed watching the storm through the window there, and actually watched the transformer blow.
Oh, yeah?
So, it was kind of cool to, see it happen. It was like this big flash of orange. It was kind of sweet, and then it sunk in that means the air isn't going to work.
Can you think of 2 guys who warned you not to move to Coon Rapids?
They both have thumbs.
And they are, where are they?
These guys.
These guys right here.
I was just talking yesterday to my mom about how much that sucks that so many people's power went out with the last storm. And then, of course, it happens to me.
Yeah, that blows.
Those linemen, they're heroes. They're going to be out there working their ass off forever trying to get everybody figured out from the last storm and this one.
Yeah, the XL Energy map that shows all the power outages is insane. Good luck to them. That sucks.
Is this a true story? Excessive diarrhea. Jesus called in. What do you call it? He didn't call in. He texted in. He lives in Darwin. He says they got 4 inches of rain in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Whoa.
Some of the rain totals were pretty impressive last night. I got to say, I love watching Ian Leonard on Channel 9.
That's what I was watching last night, too.
He's the best. That guy is so entertaining.
He makes it
educational?
Yes, and entertaining.
Yeah.
And there's a younger feller on Channel 5, too, that I really like. I couldn't think of his name to save my life right now. Ashley, the same two guys who warned you not to move to Coon Rapids
Yep.
are just proving right now that we're elderly.
Because we're talking about the weather guy, our favorite weather guy.
We have our favorite weather meteorologist. We have our favorite meteorologist on television. So those same two guys that warned you not to move to Coon Rapids, we've hit that mark in our life now. I can't think of the young guy's name on Channel 5. Yeah, I enjoy watching weather coverage when a storm hits town, but there are certain folks who do it better than others.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. You're right. We have a lot of good ones here. But he's entertaining, and also he's not afraid for people complaining, like there's too much weather, just to tell them to eat it. He's so volatile in that way. But yeah, I learned a lot last night. He just kind of throws a bunch of stuff out there, and it was entertaining.
I think he enjoys it. I think he enjoys, having the spotlight and letting her buck. And he puts on a pretty good show.
He really does.
I got to look up who this guy is on Channel 5 because he's good, too. All right.
Obviously, Chris Schaefer's hilarious.
Channel 4.
Yeah, we've had him on before. That is one funny and cool dude.
Anyway, Channel 5 meteorology. How do you spell?
I looked up and it was Ken Barlow, who's been around forever.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're not talking about him.
No, I remember Ken's Barlow. I'll get back to you on this. All right. I'm starting off the day, Cubby, feeling like a stupid idiot. Last night, for only the second time in my life, I walked out on my bar tab. And I feel like a damn jackass over it. Walked out on my bar tab. I mean, it was only a few Steve Weisers, but I just don't like the idea of making the bartender's job any harder than it already is. So I'm going to catch hell tonight when I walk into the joint.
How'd that happen?
I just walked out.
You forgot?
Yeah, just forgot. That's what
how do you pay there?
How do you pay?
Is it like, where they bring out the little computer deal?
No. Hand him a card. I went to the bar, ordered a couple of beers, went back later, ordered a couple more beers. There was a special event last night in the dining room, a celebration of life. So I was kind of pinballing between the dining room and the bar. And it wasn't until I woke up this morning that I realized I walked out on my bar tab. Only the second time in my life.
That's like the best possible scenario, though, for walking out on your bar tab. They already have your card information, so you didn't make their life any harder.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have been good, right? They're probably going to charge.
And most places have a thing that say if you forget to close your tab, we add on a 20% tip, and you just go pick up your card the next day.
Yep. All right, I didn't know any of these things. The other time, Chris Reese is the name of the weather guy on Channel 5 that I've been watching also recently. I just looked him up. I like watching him. Very informative.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Fun to watch. Okay.
I've seen some of his videos online.
Yeah, I don't know. Sure, this is my regular bar, the Wayzata American Legion. I know every swinging D in the joint. I doubt I'm going to be 86th for this. I will get my balls busted a little bit. More than anything, I guess the reason I bring it up is I am just becoming so forgetful and more every day. And I wasn't in good shape to start, if you know what I'm saying. I've always been forgetful, so for it to only be getting worse is concerning.
I've been feeling the same way. I think a lot of it has to do with, A, I'm getting older. I'm now 40. But B, there's just so much information to process every single day. It's just nonstop with news and checking in on things and reading stories, and trying to keep track of everything gets exhausting for me. And my wife busts my balls about it because I'll have to ask her like 3 times, like, what's going on tonight again? I can't remember.
I'm not trying to freak you out, but you just said that. Yeah, you just got done saying that. You said it twice in a row.
What's the most important or significant thing you've ever forgotten about?
A kid.
A child?
Yeah. My wife is more guilty of that than I am.
Where did you forget? Tell us about the...
So for me, it wasn't as bad. My wife left her my wife left the building she was at. And it's a little more understandable. She worked there and there was a daycare at her work.
Oh.
And she just left, forgot that the kid was there that
Made it all the way home? Or?
My wife still wakes up in the middle of the night and cries about that. And this happened 20 years ago.
So the child was completely safe in the daycare room of your wife's workplace. She got all the way home before she realized the child?
No, she was maybe halfway home and realized it. So the kid, she never knew. And so we've got the same one. And she always jokes it's because she's my daughter, because she's the middle child, right? She just thinks she doesn't exist in the family for that reason. There was another time, so we were at Target, and we both had to go to the bathroom. So I told her, she's maybe 5. I'm like, all right, as soon as you're done, if I'm not done for whatever reason, wait right here. All right, when you get out, just wait right next to the bathroom. And so I got done, I beat her, and I completely forgot she was in the bathroom. I walked over to my family, and I was like, hey, where's the kid? My wife's like, you were supposed to watch her.
You left
So
her.
I went back, and to her credit, she was just standing there going, what the heck is taking this guy so long?
In the men's room?
No, she was standing outside the bathroom.
Outside the men's room.
Yeah.
651-989-9393 if you want to tell us the most significant or important thing you've ever forgotten about. I used to forget to pay my bills quite often. For many years, I'd forget to renew the tabs on my motor vehicle. I'd forget to pay my car insurance, boat insurance. If there's an important task in life, I have smooth forgotten about it.
Yeah, same here, especially lately. But that's not my fault.
You've got other things on your mind.
Yeah,
Again,
well, my brain is literally like when you're pregnant, it changes. I know there's a bunch of science words to go with it, but pregnancy brain is a real thing. So something changes, and yeah, I forget everything all the time. The one thing I'm really guilty of lately is forgetting to close the freezer.
Close the freezer.
To the point where my husband has put a sticky note on the fridge, and then so it's one of those drawer freezers. So then when you pull the drawer out, there's another sticky note on that part that says, hey, don't forget the freezer. And then there's one even in the ice tray, because I usually grab ice in the morning, that says, seriously, don't forget to close the freezer.
You're letting all the cold air out.
And I've already, I forgot last night. So.
And again, I know a $25 bar tab or whatever isn't the end of the world, but it bothers me because it shows that I'm only getting worse in this department. I once forgot to go to work. You guys ever forget to go to work?
No. I've gone to work by accident or started to drive there just not paying attention or whatever.
Oh,
yeah. A work day.
On a Saturday morning or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just wait. I'm going the wrong way. What am I doing?
And this would have been a lot of fun, I'm sure. Well, at least I pictured that it would have been fun. It was here at the radio station. It was a good 20 years ago or so because, as Josh's uncle would say, Marian Gorbiak, star goal scorer for the Minnesota Wild, was involved. He was the top goal scorer in town, Marian Gorbiak. And the sales department approached me and said, hey, this Saturday afternoon, would you like to make an appearance alongside Marian? Gaborik, of course, is the real pronunciation, but Josh's uncle liked to make up different pronunciations. Would you like to make an appearance with Marian Gaborik this weekend at a bar or something like that? And he will be signing autographs, and you'll be giving away tickets to the Limp Bizkit concert or whatever. And I said, well, yeah, that sounds kind of cool, He's the hot shot in town, and at the time, I was pretty crazy about the Man-Bear Pigs. Said, sure. All right, fine. 2 o'clock this Saturday at Big Dave's Beer Hall in Lino Lakes or whatever. Sure. That Saturday afternoon, I'm mowing the lawn, and my cell phone beeps, and I pick it up, and the sales staff representative said, well, where the hell are you? I said, I'm mowing the yard. Well, what do you need? Well, you're supposed to be here with the Marian Gaborik, and then this totally forgot.
Oh, no.
It was already, 40 minutes or so into the 2-hour appearance, and I said, do you need me to drive all the way to Lino? And they said, no, just forget it, and they hung up on me. They were pretty upset with me. I was upset with myself. Just forgot all about it. And it was 2 or 3 days only between when they told me to be there and when the event actually happened.
HVAC Delivery Jesus went on a school trip to Washington, D.C., stood in the school parking lot for over an hour when they got back. A friend's dad saw him standing there and came and brought him home. He said his parents' faces when he finally got home, priceless.
They forgot to pick him up.
Their son was coming back from Washington, D.C.
Jesus.
You're not joking, though, Ashley. I mentioned it before. That pregnancy brain, my wife warned me about it, and that is a real thing. Her mind was completely different during that time.
It's getting pretty bad. And they say it takes up to 2 years to like psychologically get back to where you were before pregnancy.
Huh?
Like, that's cool. That's cool.
Well then explain this to me. My aunt has 14 children.
Oh, she's just screwed forever.
So she's had pregnancy brain, and their ages range between, at this point, I don't know, 66 years old and 35 years old or so. So she's had pregnancy brain her entire life.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's awful. She probably doesn't know any different by now, though.
Maybe she forgot she had that many kids. That's a ton of kids right there.
Even if I had no effects of pregnancy brain, if I was a woman's, I think I would claim it anyway, because you can get off the hook for a lot of responsibilities. I can't do that. I've got pregnancy brain.
It does kind of help, yeah. Definitely.
If you remember, my forgetfulness almost killed a house pet 15 or 20 years ago.
Oh, your girlfriend's cat?
Yeah. Well, not my wife now. If you haven't heard the story, my wife and I have known each other very well for 35 years. We just got married 2 years ago, but we've known each other for 35 years in different capacities. And, it's got to be 15, 20 years ago. She used to travel a lot for work, and she called me, being one of her best friends. She called me and said, hey, look, I'm going to San Diego for 4 days. Will you stop by my townhouse every day and feed my cat? And I said, well, yeah, I like that cat. Big Nuts was his name.
Was that the real name?
Yeah, Big Nuts.
Cute.
I'm kidding. I don't. She said, please, you'd be doing me a big favor. I said, of course, I like your cat. Well, on the fourth day, on the day that my now wife, then friend, was returning home from San Diego, I'll never forget it. I'm driving down Highway 55 in Medina, and I said to myself, oh, my God. I had completely forgotten, to stop by at all. And she's coming home that evening. I raced straight to her townhouse, and I remember saying out loud to myself, please, Big Nuts, or whatever the cat's name was, please don't be dead. I'll never, ever be forgiven for this. Luckily, Big Nuts was alive. But when I opened up that door after he had been alone without any water or food for 3.5 days, soon as I turned that key, I heard that cat go, meow! Oh, God, meow! He was so friggin' hungry. When I'm pouring the food into the bowl, he's climbing up my leg. He couldn't believe, I was like a hero in his eyes, even though, really, I was the villain.
Yeah, you never told him, did you? Did you blame it on
I
Mom?
never said dick to that cat.
As far as he knows, it was Mom.
As far as he knows, he was abandoned by his mother, exactly.
Ashley, has anybody weaponized your forgetfulness?
What do you mean?
Meaning like they never told you something, but then when you say, well, you never told me, and they say, well, you've just been so forgetful, I did tell you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's my husband's favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, like yesterday, I noticed there was heavy whipping cream that should be refrigerated. It was in the cupboard. I was like, hey, what'd you do here? Because I'm very lucky. He cleans up. If I'm cooking, he cleans up after me. So I was like, I know I didn't do that because I don't clean. And he was like, no, that was definitely you. Come on. I wouldn't do something like that. You're pregnant. It's your brain.
Pregnancy brain kind of sounds a lot like old folks' brain.
It's like, all right, I don't think it was me, but I'll let you have this one.
In the years leading up to my dad checking out, he was doing things like he'd make himself a sandwich, put the salami in the cupboard, and then put the bread in the fridge, and then wonder what that smell is a couple, 3 days. Or what's rotting salami that you have in the cupboard, you bastard.
This person got left sleeping under a church pew for hours after a Sunday night service. Their dad was the minister, so he had keys to get back in to go retrieve them.
Parents forgetting kids. That's a good one. That's a big one. That's a big moment.
I've never been forgotten, well, as far as I can remember.
Oh, yeah, we were forgotten a few times. It was, my brother and I at football practice, and football practice ends, and everyone else slowly leaves. And the lights on the field are turned out.
Oh, my gosh.
And the lights at the adjoining high school are turned out, and we're standing, and now we're sitting. When you sit on your football helmet, and you're like, what in the practice? And then the old man would roll up. Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm sure my brothers have been forgotten, but never me.
Are you sure it was forgotten? You've told us stories about your brothers. Maybe it was more abandoned.
Yeah,
trying
they were
to
just
give up
leaving
on
them.
them.
I'm not fat. I'm aerodynamic. Jesus used to drive long-haul truck. Did it for 25 years.
Oh.
Woke up in Billings, Montana one morning and went east for 3 hours before he remembered he was headed for Seattle.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
See, now that's a different kind of forgetfulness. That's that fatigue forgetfulness. Oh, dude. I mean, when you work here, here's a landscaper who texted in, Josh, and said one day he woke up and went to work with his slippers on as opposed to his work boots. That's that fatigue forgetfulness. That'll make you look like a damn jackass. Hard work will do that to you. Drove 3 hours east. He was supposed to be going to Seattle. Boy, those, what's the line from Dumb and Dumber? Boy, that John Denver was full of right? About the Rocky Mountains. We've been talking about forgetfulness. I know we have a guest or two coming in this morning, but I've forgotten who they are.
Janel Klein.
Yes?
See Willi Myles.
Wonderful.
I think Glen Perkins, too, at 7:30.
Glen Perkins at 7:30. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Where will I be in a few years, Josh, if my forgetfulness continues at this clip?
I'm not too worried about it because
You'll be putting a diaper on me.
there was maybe you don't remember, but there was a time, maybe 10 years ago, remember, where you thought you were losing it because your memory was so bad. And it was that was noticeably bad for the rest of us. And that's since changed, so I bet it's going to bounce
I don't
back.
recall. Was there a signature moment?
No, there was just kind of a lot of moments where you would forget things in all aspects of life. It wasn't, just in one particular thing.
And you think I've maybe improved since then?
Quite considerably.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Because I was a little disappointed in myself when I woke up this morning and realized I
That could happen to anybody.
walked out on my stinking bar tab.
I think it was Local 34, Jesus brought up a good point. You hang out at a bar where the average age is in their 60s, it's happened before.
Yeah, you're safe.
Oh,
don't have
yeah.
to worry about it.
I certainly know I'm not the only one. Oh, of course. Yeah.
It's especially common on college campuses. I remember the bar we used to hang out at the U of M. You'd go back on Sunday morning to retrieve your debit card, your credit card, whatever, and they would take out this book. Imagine like a book of sports cards back in the day, and they just had 50 to 60 cards slotted in each of them, page through. All right, what's your name? Did any of these look familiar?
Forgotten IDs?
Forgotten IDs and credit cards, too, So you have to go back and retrieve your debit card from the night before, and they just had stacks and binders full of them from people of just
College kids
forgetting to close their tab.
Too many Yag bombs.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so lucky I've never forgotten my card somewhere because I'm the type of person that is just going to, cancel it and get a new one instead of going back. I'm so lazy.
There is kind of a feeling of shame a little bit when you go in the next morning. You're clearly hungover. Yeah. I think I left my debit card here last night.
That's probably not a terrible idea, though, Ashley. In case somebody just said, I'm going to write that one down.
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust anybody, yeah.
You're pregnancy lazy. That's what you are. You've got a case of pregnancy laziness.
Oh, so tired all the time. Just so sleepies.
One of our listeners was left by his family at the Apple River.
Oh, that's not a good place for a kid to be left.
Oh, no.
You're going to see some stuff.
Left outside in the elements at the Apple River. What? Wait a minute. Willie Water. A listener we've mentioned once or twice before. Willie Water. He claimed he spent the night outside. He slept outside overnight in Wisconsin.
Oh, my gosh.
Did they ever come back? Willie?
It's like a life-changing moment right there.
Are you serious? I mean, so they left you overnight? Get back to us, Willie Water. They left you overnight.
Could they not find
Neither of your parents realized? Yeah. Were you lost? This is a conversation on forgetfulness, not being lost. So I want to know more about this one. All right.
Joe Dirt situation?
Oh, that was sad.
That was.
That was very sad what they did with Joe Dierte. So Janel, Klein, and Willi Myles will be in here a little bit later. We might as well take a little break because we've got the stupid news ahead of us here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, it's the stupid news. First off, earlier on, we were discussing our forgetfulness. We were. Some of us are more forgetful than others. Here's a listener by the name of Cat6Jesus. He got all effed up a time or two. He took a beer to work in his lunchbox one day instead of a pop. By the way, I see it. If anybody looks at you funny, you say, hey, doctor's orders. You pop the top on that sumbitch. One of our listeners texted in to say there are 4 stages of getting old. 4 stages. Number 1, forgetting names. Number 2, forgetting faces. Number 3, forgetting to zip up. And number 4, this is the bad one, forgetting to unzip. All right. Here's where we're starting off today's Stupid News Report. A serial butt sniffer? It says right here, a serial butt sniffer has been arrested out there in California. Finally, the citizens of Burbank, California, can rest easy. So,
I mean, this is unique. This is the only guy I've ever heard of that does this type of thing.
Yeah, I think this is a first for me as well. So here's the deal. An obviously terribly disturbed 38-year-old dude by the name of Khalees Crowder was arrested last week after he was spotted, quote, loitering in the women's department at a Nordstrom's department store. Well, that's no big deal.
It's one of my favorite places to hang.
Guy hanging around the ladies' department over there. But the problem was he was being recorded on a security camera there at Nordstrom's. And here's what they saw him doing. They say he was following a female around the store, just round and round. He was following a female around the store, and he was sniffing at her ass cheeks. Man, that ain't right.
No, that's just so weird. I'm painfully aware. There's a lot of things about myself I need to work on. But I'm very happy I'm not the stick my schnoz in someone's beehole type of guy.
I'll be.
Where does that start? Does it start in the front? You move around to the back? Who starts at the back? Makes no sense.
I don't know anything about it, Cubby. I don't know where you start. I don't know where you finish. I don't know.
I worked at a store where the idea of somebody hanging out in the women's department and being inappropriate certainly happened, probably once or twice a year.
You catch a couple guys jacking it?
It was mostly like the same guys, right? So guys like this that they can't be stopped. You just got to lock them up. There's nothing you can do. There's no amount of punishment that works for these guys.
Like that guy that was drinking out of the toilets at the gay 90s?
That's insane. Boy, now I'm deciding if I want to be that. Well, I'm going to be that guy because that's a victimless crime versus sniffing some innocent people's butts.
That's the one that I always think of. I used to know a couple people who worked at the gay 90s, and they told me this story. They said there was a guy who would come in there repeatedly, and they'd catch him drinking out of the toilets. And
men's room?
I believe so. And it got so bad, they threw him out of there so many times. This is the story I was told. They threw him out of there so many times that the guy knew, well, I'm not going to get away with this again, so he came to the bar dressed as a woman to disguise himself.
You really like those toilets.
Yeah, very specific.
Like a dog, they said, like a dog. Face down in the toilet.
I wonder how many other establishments he went to.
Oh, yeah.
I'd imagine that he probably frequented some different ones.
Good question. So here we have the serial butt sniffer. They caught him on video following a gal around the Nordstrom's department store in Burbank, California. And when the gal would walk by, he would take a sniffy sniff. Now, this effing jack-off was on parole, too, when they caught him. They say here, what do they say? He has a, quote, documented history of similar arrests for similar crimes. So I guess right there is why he has the title of serial butt sniffer. Back in the year 20 and 23, he got busted for sniffing at a lady's ass at a Barnes & Noble bookstore.
Oh.
Now, here we have that lady, the lady who had her ass sniffed at Barnes & Noble. Here she is reacting to this guy getting arrested again for the same crime.
Khalees Crowder is arrested once again for sniffing women's butts in Burbank, the same area that he sniffed me in Barnes & Noble and another woman that was in Barnes & Noble. The police had found the surveillance footage in Walmart that showed him following women around and smelling their butts. Keep this guy away from society. All he's doing is stalking and violating these women, and nobody is doing anything about it. Once you release him, you know what he's going to do.
Once you release him, you know what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to go straight for some poor gal's can. Khalees, again, is the name of this puke bag. He also has a long criminal record for burglary, robbery, and indecent exposure. Investigators, Josh, the cops over there, are looking for additional butt-sniffing victims in the hopes of building a better case, a bigger case against this guy to keep his ass off the streets for good. So they're calling out for any other women who maybe have crossed his path to step up and help him really put this sumbitch away. He's a registered sex offender and all that mess. He was released from prison one time simply because of overcrowding.
Yeah, they always let the butt sniffers out first.
Damn. Now, if you get a look at this guy, if you see a picture of this guy, it's not his nose that stands out. His real superpower is in his ears. I don't know if we have this guy up on our website. Do we have him up on our website?
No, but I can put him up there.
This dude's ears are straight up satellite dishes, bro.
Oh, what is going on with those?
Those are coffee cups.
It's like kind of Shrek ears, or maybe I'm misremembering Shrek. They're
That's a great way to describe it, Josh. That's perfect.
You'd think he'd be able to hear somebody coming up from behind him with a camera or something like that.
Now, the video of his ass-sniffing incident from the Barnes & Noble bookstore. I watched that video. It is creepy as all hell. A gal walks by him, the gal you just heard in the audio there. A gal walks by him. He pretends like he's looking for something or another on the bottom of the bookshelf. And as the gal walks away, his face changes. And now you see a man who has transformed into some kind of an animal. And he takes it all in as she walks by. He takes a big whiff of her ass.
Oh.
He does.
He'd get that book right upside his head.
Oh, he says, that's the stuff. Interesting side note. The wife of former NBA great Robert Horry has accused this Khalees guy of stalking their teenage daughter more than a decade ago. Candace Horry, Robert Horry's wife, said he needs to be put away for good. Dude, he went after the daughter of Big Shot Bob. That's to me, that sounds like a good way to receive a pop-up power bomb, going after the daughter of Robert Horry.
I didn't expect his name to come up in this story, I'll be honest with you.
Was Robert Horry not, Dana, on your bingo card?
He's not on my...
He was not.
Not on your 2025 bingo card.
Not on this, because I have a bingo card right in front of me for if a serial butt sniffer story came up in the stupid news, and I did not have Robert Horry getting involved in this story on my serial butt sniffer bingo card.
I also didn't assume that five-time NBA champion Robert Horry would be included in that conversation. I think it's 5.
Yeah.
I'm
not trying to be rude, but
2 with the Rockets and 3 with the Lakers.
The friggin' Lakers.
I called it. I mean, I'm not trying to show you guys up or anything, but I predicted that's probably going to happen.
You had Robert.
This is going to start with a butt sniffer, and it's going to end with an NBA star somehow.
Dude. All right, let's see what's new in Canada while we're all settled in here. Try and follow this if you can. The Toronto Transit Commission. Now, I believe those are the folks who run the buses in town. And maybe they got a light rail train there, too. I'm not sure. The Toronto Transit Commission is trying to make its fare inspectors act and look more official by giving them new gray uniforms. Hey, look.
Fancy.
New gray uniforms. And they're also giving these folks a new title. So, I'll try to help you out. From what I understand, the fare inspectors working for the Toronto Transit Commission, they fine people for riding on city buses and whatnot without paying. So it's kind of like a traffic cop. Are we all caught up now?
Yeah.
I know it's all new to me too. So anyway, back to their new title. They are now called Provincial Offenses Officers. And the 8th graders and fully grown jagoffs on social media can't get enough of this because the acronym is POO, poo. What happened? Why is there an orgasm happening?
It happens.
I didn't think there was
Sometimes
anybody
they
out
combine.
there who would have an orgasm from.
They're out there,
You've never met them, Ashley.
thankfully.
You don't know that they're out there.
She's heard rumors.
Okay, are you following this now? So now they are provincial offenses officers, poo inspectors. So here are a couple of the brilliant jokes online already. Someone posted, "Hey, I just spotted some poos on the street." "Hey, I need to file a complaint. Who is the poo head?"
Who head?
Do you see the?
It sounds like an insult somebody might toss at you when you're a third grader on the playground.
Right. It's kind of why I hate this story. So, the Toronto Transit Commission claims they knew this would happen when they came up with this new title for their fare inspectors. And you know what they want, Ashley? They want everyone to grow up.
All right, come on. You knew what you were doing. I mean, they knew what they were doing.
They said they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly. So there's always going to be somebody that finds that funny.
They're just hoping that everyone will grow up. They said, we thank the snickering 12-year-old boys who dominate the internet for their insight.
Oh, shut up.
I hate everybody involved in this. I do. I hate everyone involved.
They knew what was going to happen. Come on.
So anyway, folks who cheat their bus, what's the word I'm looking for? Fare, Josh. Folks that cheat their bus fare up in Canada, they are fined hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. And the Canadians are tired of these folks. Apparently, dirty bus fare cheaters cost honest, everyday effing Canadians up and around 140 million Canadian dollars every year. So anyways, poo officers, that's the hot joke up there in Canada.
Is that the end of the story?
As far as I know.
Ah, all right. I'm 1 for 2. I thought that was going to end with Manu Ginobili.
Oh!
just one NBA star so far.
Well, let me look again. I crumpled it up, but I'll look again. Oh, for Christ's sake, Josh, you're right again. It says here, former NBA star, I believe 3-time NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs, Manu Ginobili, has died from choking on a big fat turd in Canada. Yeah.
That's too bad.
I know.
And speaking of the Spurs, we've been corrected. We did Big Shot Bob a little dirty. We forgot that he won 2 more championships with the Spurs at the end of his career. So he's up to 7 titles.
I had forgotten all about his career with the San Antonio Ball Club.
I had too.
Okay. Now that we're done with that crap, and that's not at all what I meant. Ashley, please.
Well,
Please.
you did it yourself.
Please.
Be mature.
Sorry, I'm just a 12-year-old boy on the internet.
Let's get back to some truly dark, unsettling how do you say that, Josh? Psychotic type of stuff here. Let's get back to some dark material. That's my favorite kind.
Same.
This is a story smooth out of the completely ridiculous United Kingdom. I think I have this right. A surgeon over there amputated his own legs for the insurance money. Dude took to cutting his own legs off for money. $700,000 in insurance money.
That's not worth it. That is not enough.
I know. I would have to be in some serious financial trouble and big money to some dangerous people. I can't even imagine even coming up with something like that. I suppose he's in the business, but that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, like a life or death situation. If you can't get this money, you're going to be killed.
Right, like you have a loved one who needs treatment that you can't afford or something like that.
Can you even begin to imagine the process?
No.
I mean, he's a surgeon, of course. They say here, well, he was a vascular surgeon. He's lopped things off of people before. Of course, that helps him to begin even thinking of the process of removing your own legs. But still, he sat there and performed that operation on himself. At the same time, I'm wondering if this is real, because the story claims his name is Neil Hopper. A guy with no legs. Hopper.
That took me too long.
It's only poop jokes that you follow, Ashley?
Pregnancy brain.
They say Neil Hopper is the name of this supposedly completely uncorked wacko. And now he's been charged with fraud. He claimed he had caught some of that sepsis, so he had to remove his own legs.
Oh, and both his legs, too.
But that was a lie, according to the story.
What would you guys reach for? I'm trying to think of the process. I mean, certainly I'd have to be high as crazy. Like a Sawzall, or what do you? You can't use a chainsaw because you know what happened there. I mean, that'll rub your ass raw.
Your ass would end up raw.
Sawzall, or
I have no. Sawzall would create such a mess.
I think they make bone saws.
A bone saw.
Can you get that on Amazon?
I would be SOL, Josh. I don't have anything at home that's going to help me properly remove my own legs.
Yeah, because, I mean, first of all, you have to make sure that your arteries are, clamped off. That is such a process.
Every one of us, how many are we now? 4 people. 4. All 4 of us would just die. We would die.
Or go into shock from seeing that yourself.
And then you'd
die.
D&D Jesus brings up a good point. His first name is Neil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah, that's why I said, I don't know if this is for real or what.
Well, the hopper is what we were all focusing on.
Yeah, right.
I like the Neil better.
According to the story, this guy's also been charged with encouraging somebody else to remove the body parts of others. Hopper had become a fan of a website we've talked about before, a website that features a character called the Eunuch Maker. On that website, they chop legs and peckers off of each other. It's just awful. Remember that conversation, Josh? Some bizarre group who they help each other cut their arms and legs and dongs off. It's just absolutely out of this world horror show type stuff. Anyway, so this Hopper guy apparently carved his own legs off. It doesn't get any deeper or darker than that, Cubby.
Yeah, a few people are saying $700,000, maybe 1 leg, but not 2 legs.
No. $700,000. You're not even close.
Nope.
To what I would need to perform something so horrible on myself or anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to be in a very desperate situation.
You'd have to be a surgeon in order to perform that without dying. You absolutely. If you didn't know what you were doing, you're absolutely going to be dead within minutes.
Yeah, I mean, even one of the best doctors that I know, House, he did surgery on his own leg, and he didn't last very long. He passed out right there in the bathtub.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Never saw it.
Great show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites. And I thought from the commercials, on TV, I thought it looked so stupid.
It's so good.
It took me I watched it maybe 5-6 years after it went off the air. You're right.
He's such a D-bag. It's awesome.
Yeah, he plays a very good douchebag, that's for sure.
Did he have a bone saw? I bet he did.
Probably in his office, yeah.
All right, this here might rattle you a little bit, too. This might tap into one of your greatest fears. A feller in Kentucky woke up in the damn middle of what they call here an organ harvesting procedure.
Nope.
So what that means exactly is that doctors thought he was dead, but by damn he wasn't just yet. The doctors started pulling the poor guy's guts out through their ass, and the eyes fell out and whatnot. The doctors started pulling this guy's guts out so they could be donated to somebody else, right? And the dude woke up.
I know somebody that's so scared of this. I was having a conversation with my friend, and the one guy I was talking to said, he just renewed his license and he had to say no to the organ donor thing because he's afraid of that. Like, what if they make a mistake? What if I'm still alive? I mean, it's a legit fear he has, so much so that, he's like, I wish I could, but I just can't risk that.
I was the same way for a really long time. I guess the whole time I ever had my ID, but I just finally, because my husband shamed me about not being an organ donor, and I felt really awful, so I'm finally an organ donor now, but I still, it makes me nervous. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know.
I don't know where I went with that. I don't know if I'm an organ donor or not. Josh, are you down to just one friend?
Yeah, and your wife kind of busted me for that. the other day in a group text message. She embarrassed me in front of my coworkers.
In a group text message?
Yeah, we all know now, Josh.
I wasn't following this. What happened?
When we're talking about the charity event we'll be doing for Randy Shaver coming up August 22nd at the Wayzata American Legion. Information on 93x.com. I had mentioned, she had made this link. Your wife did so much stuff to make this happen, so much work. And she sent it to us. I'm like, oh, sweet, I'm going to send this out to my friends. And she said, you don't need to. I already sent it to Joe.
Oh, my God.
It was very embarrassing for me. She busted me in front of a bunch of people on this text chain.
I've never known her to be so mean.
She was right, which hurt. She's trying to steal him from me.
So let me ask you this way. Let's say you and Joe were going to go see Air Bud. And
awesome.
Tickets were $4.
Okay.
How much would that cost then for you and your friend to go to Air Bud?
Well, that'd be $8.
$8. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah. Down to $1, huh?
Yeah, they're dropping like flies.
Well, and it's your fault.
I know, it is my fault.
All right.
I'm sure it's got to be.
Guy in Kentucky wakes up in the middle of doctors pulling his guts out for him. The doctors were going to then, bag those guts up and bring them down to the burn unit at the hospital. What I'm talking about? The doctors were preparing his organs to be donated. And the sumbitch, well, I said he woke up. From the sounds of the story, he never was completely out. And that's what makes this so frightening. And it also sounds like he isn't the only one who's got to experience an abrupt wake-up while his guts were laying beside him on a table. And I don't mean worldwide. I mean at this one joint in Kentucky.
Yeah, that place sucks.
At this one joint in Kentucky, hospital, whatever it is, I'm not sure, and it doesn't matter. They've got more than one case of someone coming to while the doctors are bagging up their organs for donation.
You think that they would, the anesthesiologist, however you say it correctly,
the doctor,
that they would put them double under just to make sure?
Give them the double under.
Yeah.
Hit them with it twice, boys.
Well, they're supposed to be dead.
They're supposed to be dead.
I know, but just to cover your bases.
Just in case.
Give this guy.
So we could make sure they're dead, or we are already here. Let's just knock him out in case he's still alive and then take all the organs.
Yeah, let's pump him with something.
So you're saying, despite the fact this guy's been dead for 6 or 7 days, let's give him some anesthesia in case he wakes up. All right.
Yeah, we need these organs.
Now, Ashley, you could change your mind. Jace, for example, said he was never a fan of organ donation, but then he had a change of heart.
Oh, you prick bastard, smart-ass sumbitch. So again, it says here the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is investigating a few different cases like this down there in Kentucky. Can we try and straighten this out? If you're going to grab a pliers cubby and pull my lungs out of my chest, can we make sure 100% I'm deader than Derringer before that process begins?
Yeah, and I know how to do it. If you've got a little kid, you think they're faking they're asleep, you just tell some sort of fart joke, they bust out laughing, and okay, you're awake. So I'll find some jokes I know you like, and we'll just run through those. If you wake up laughing, we'll leave your lungs alone.
Tell me the 13 joke. Gets me every time. So the dude I was telling you about, right there from the get-go, is a cat by the name of T.J. Hoover. He was declared brain dead after suffering an overdose a few years ago. Not that his body sat there for a few years, but this story is a few years old. He was declared brain dead after suffering an overdose. His sister, Donna, says doctors attempted to harvest his organs while he was still showing signs of life. She says TJ's eyes were open, and he was looking around the room when doctors started pulling organs out of the sumbitch.
What?
And it goes mental from here. You thought that was bad. It says here, as they were hauling this guy's insides out for him, the surgeon involved noticed that TJ was, quote, showing too many signs of life to continue with the surgery. Too many signs of life? Shouldn't a surgeon stop cutting someone's guts out if the patient shows just one sign of life?
You would hope.
Yeah, you think there'd be a checklist and everything has to be marked off before you cut someone open?
And it also says here that despite this TJ dude looking around the room and moving, some of the doctors wanted to continue the cutting anyway.
They were already there.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
We got started.
Must have been a Friday, and they had plans for the weekend. They're looking to get out of there.
Better than Dana at Mario Kart, Jesus said he's got it. If you're not sure if someone's really dead, just whisper 69 in their ear. If they're alive, they'll laugh.
It's a funny line every time.
Dana would laugh.
Nice.
This poor TJ guy now suffers from PTSD. Oh, good.
I bet. I don't think there's an amount of therapy that could fix that.
Guy can't get a good night's sleep now, for Christ's sake.
No.
Oh, imagine the nightmares.
Let's get this figured out. My damn. For Pete's sake, 1 minute I'm walking into the light, joining hands with my dead friends and relatives. Everyone's there, Cubby. My old Springer Spaniel is even there. Megan Marie, the best girl in the whole world. And then suddenly I'm awake, and a surgeon's holding my severed rod in his hand.
Why would they take you? Well, go on. This is your thing.
Why would they take my rod?
Yeah, why would they sever your rod?
They want to give it to the lucky bastard down the hall that just lost it in a lawn mowing accident.
They'll do that?
Yeah, they'll do
wow.
that. Yeah.
Do you get to pick?
Yeah.
I'd want a choice.
Yeah, it's like a lineup at a police station.
Sure. Chandler Welder Jesus woke up during a biopsy. A lymph node in his chest. Didn't feel any pain, but the nurse saw him alert and said, "Oh, you should be out." And then the next thing he knew, they put him back out.
Yeah, my sister woke up in the middle of an operation, and it was a real operation. It was a open up your body and look inside type of cut you open type of it. And she woke up.
My wife did too. Does your sister, is it somebody that needs more dope? Like my wife has something with, I can't remember, she metabolizes it a certain way. There's a name for it.
If I remember the story, when it happened, doctors found out that, she, like Ashley was saying, she needs a double shot.
Yeah, I'm one of those people as well.
Yeah.
Every time they've tried to put me out, they've told me I've woken up during it.
Do you let them know ahead of time?
Yeah, now I do. I'm like, hey, by the way, this this has happened quite a few times, so make sure you really give me a good dose of drugs.
Yeah, give me the diesel.
I was kind of surprised when I had my last colonoscopy. I just kind of joked about it. I'm like, hey, give me some extra if you want, because I was half awake the first time, which wasn't even bad. I mean, I never felt anything. But he's like, yeah, we're probably good. We'll give you some extra dope. This time I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, they're super chill about that. And then you get your bill, and you're like, oh, I see why you were fine with that.
Oh, they charge you more?
Oh, yeah.
I guess it makes sense.
That is not right.
It's worth it, though.
You've paid more for drugs in your life.
Yeah, the best one was when I got an endoscopy, so the camera down your throat. And I guess they told me I was high, obviously, when I woke up. But they told me that I tried to pull the camera out of my throat.
Oh.
They had to, wrestle it away from me.
Jeez.
Oh, my bad.
Hello, Nurse Jesus said she was a surgical nurse who did quite a few organ donation cases. She said there's a whole process before anyone's supposed to get into the operating room. This story is effing insane.
They were doing it all wrong, weren't they?
Yeah.
A listener texted in to say, if I am an organ donor, it's noted on my driver's license. Well, I'm looking at my...
Yep.
Where?
Let me see.
I think it's on the back.
The back?
Yep.
Oh. Well, it says class something or another, this or that.
Oh, my gosh. My eyes are getting so bad, I can't even read this. Ashley,
Really? Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the front.
All right, back or front?
Front, we're playing.
Oh, yeah, it says
Right above the word
donor.
sex.
Yeah. And you got a little heart on it.
Right above where they indicate my sex? Mm-hmm. Well,
Yep.
then I can tell you I am not an organ donor. Maybe I should be. I don't know. Sorry, I blew up.
Oh, there's a lot of people who are.
Oh,
so.
no, I'm worried that they won't want anything.
Oh!
At least I'll be dead.
No, you'll be good.
No, we're good.
No, they want yours.
Well, yeah,
You're healthy.
You don't smoke, you don't drink. Of course they want your friggin' organs.
You've got good lungs.
That's right. You shamed me about that. You called me a pink lunger.
They'll want your goods, Cubby. They will once you're dead and gone.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Line to left field, slicing, and that's a fair ball. Twins are going to win this game. Gasper scores, Castro scores, and the Twins win in walk-off fashion. Brooks Lee does it again. 5-4 the final. Twins win. Twins win. The Twins walk off the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Really, it is. The 118 people still left in the stands last night were having the time of their lives.
That might be generous.
They had to wait for that storm to blow through to finish their game with the Boston Red Sox last night, and they got the win. They loaded the bases in the bottom of the ninth, and you heard Corey Provis right there. Brooks Lee got the game-winning hit, so the Twins beat the Red Sox 5-4. They made a trade yesterday, Josh.
They did.
They traded the pimp, Randy Dobnak. Twins traded the pimp and Chris Paddock to the Detroit Tigers for a young catcher, I think is what they got in return. I remember when the pimp was where it's at with the Twins, and he had that handlebar mustache, and he had a couple of good spring trainings, and then it kind of fell apart. I feel bad for the pimp. I'm a Randy Dobnak fan. Chris Paddock did all right while he was here. You know, he had a couple of great starts this year, but the rest of his stuff was pretty ordinary. The Tigers could use a starter. So that is probably just the beginning.
Dobnak was the guy kind of known. He was an Uber driver, right?
I think that's right.
That's the guy?
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool story about him.
Yep.
In the offseason, he was an Uber driver. We'll talk to Glen Perkins in a half hour about the Twins, and there's plenty more to go along with that. Randy Shaver is going to duck in. So is Janel Klein. So is Willi Myles. It's going to be awful busy around here. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Josh's news report next on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. If you're an IT or security pro, managing devices, identities, and applications can feel overwhelming and risky. Trelica by 1Password helps conquer SaaS, sprawl, and shadow IT by discovering every app your team uses, managed or not. Their pre-built app profiles assess risk, manage access, and optimum speed. And with 1Password, you can simplify onboarding, offboarding, and compliance with a centralized system of record and reduce costs by eliminating unused licenses. Take the first step in better security for your team. Learn more at onepassword.com/special offer. That's onepassword.com/special offer, all lowercase.
In the 60s, I made love to many, many women, often outdoors, in the mud and the rain. And it's possible a man slipped in. Would be no way of knowing.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
93. What was going through your mind? Did you, what were you thinking when it happened?
I'll be very honest, my cats. I bolted up the stairs to go check on my cats to make sure they're okay.
Twitch streamer Christian Howard, better known to his fans as Crispy Mate, recently had a live stream moment so electric it literally sparked, nearly making his live stream name unintentionally ironic. The 26-year-old was gaming from his home in North Carolina when Mother Nature decided to hit subscribe with a vengeance. A lightning bolt struck just outside his house, and the surge zapped its way through his setup straight into his headphones. In the clip, you can actually see the moment it happens. His webcam glitches out. He yanks off his headphones, tosses them aside, and jumps from his chair. That video's on 93x.com. A few seconds later, he reappears, leans into the mic, and tells his stunned viewers, "Bro, I just got struck by lightning."
So essentially what it feels like, if you imagine you're in the front row of like a heavy metal concert and the drummer just hits one good beat and the bass hits really well, imagine that in both of your ears, but then also somebody asks you to pull a gum stick gag toy and you get that little zap. Imagine both of those sensations at the same time.
Luckily, he wasn't hurt. For context, the National Lightning Safety Council said your odds of being struck by lightning in any given year is about 1 in 1.43 million.
I didn't realize that was possible. That's crazy.
So it really got him, huh?
Yeah, I guess it just shocked him. It didn't do any damage, luckily, outside to his equipment.
Why's he got to call me bro, though? You know?
Well, he just got
gamer, bro.
I'm not his bro.
Yeah, I mean, he just got zapped. Maybe that was out of character.
Wasn't thinking straight. That's pretty frightening.
Oklahoma's top education official has found himself at the center of a scandal that's less reading, writing, and arithmetic and more T&A. According to members of the State Board of Education, a routine meeting took an unexpected detour into NSFW territory when images of naked women appeared on a TV in the state superintendent's office. One board member said she was stunned by what she saw. And I was like, those are naked women. Then I was like, no, wait a minute. Those aren't naked. Surely those aren't naked women. Something's playing a trick on my eyes. Maybe they just have a tan bodysuit on. This is really bizarre, she said. I saw them just walking across the screen, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I have to use this language, but I'm like, those are her nipples. Then I'm like, that's pubic hair. What in the world am I watching? I didn't watch a second longer. I was so disturbed. I was like, what's on your TV? I was very stern. Like, I've been a mother and a classroom teacher. And I said, what am I watching? Turn it off now.
Turn her off, for Christ's sake.
I had to leave that in its entirety.
This is some kind of a politician with all those likes in the sentence?
Yeah, she's a board member.
Statement, I should say?
Yeah, she's a board member.
Impressive. That was an impressive number of likes. The dude who called me bro is off the hook.
She's a board member in the Department of Education.
Oh.
She said she told the superintendent about the images. He turned the screen off, but he didn't offer an explanation or an apology, she said. Other board members didn't catch the alleged X-rated moment firsthand, but noted the superintendent did seem shaken up, flustered, or embarrassed after it was pointed out. He later issued a blanket denial, calling the accusations categorically false. But Oklahoma's governor doesn't appear entirely convinced.
The governor saying tonight, I trust and appreciate my board members. They are volunteers who are sacrificing their time to serve Oklahoma students. Should these allegations be true, all I can say is that I am profoundly disappointed.
As of now, investigators are still sorting out the details, including how it's made it to the government office TV, who was watching, and whether that screen was hacked.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you're watching those porno movies.
Yeah. Authorities in Alaska had to remove 50 pounds of dynamite discovered in an old school bus Wednesday. According to 43-year-old Special Agent in Charge Rebecca Day, a property owner stumbled upon the dynamite inside his yellow Blastmobile, which was sitting on his land.
Blastmobile.
He immediately called law enforcement, who then reached out to the FBI. Agents said the dynamite was at least 2 decades old, and its location so close to the highway made it too dangerous to detonate on site. To safely neutralize the threat, the dynamite was soaked in chemicals to prevent it from going off during the burn when a bomb disposal robot kept watch over the process. Day explained that it's actually not that rare for people to come across old explosives on their property, often without even knowing they were there.
I mean, routinely here in Alaska, we do get these phone calls that, a lot of times people will look in old sheds and recognize that there is some hazardous material that they want to ensure is disposed of properly.
Someone goes to clear out their parents' shed and they find it. They never even knew it was there, she said. It's still unclear how or why the explosives ended up on the bus. Investigators said the property owner was fully cooperative and did exactly what he should have done by reporting it.
That would have been pretty sweet if they drove the bus somewhere and then started the dynamite.
Just drove it off a cliff.
Yeah, that'd be so cool to watch.
Yeah, right. Just like in the movies where they drive it off a cliff and it crashes and explodes.
But also, why is this such a problem in Alaska?
I'm gonna take a guess. Is it because of old gold mining equipment laying around?
I was thinking mining as well. Most likely.
Ashley, have you not seen the videos? I think this is in Alaska or Northwest. How does it? I don't know directions.
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific. Thank you. The Pacific Northwest part of Canada, where they drive vehicles off a cliff every New Year's Eve. I think it is.
Oh, yep. I think 4th of July, something too. Yeah, that's sweet.
It's one of the two. It's New Year's Eve or Independence Day. I don't know what the hell it is, but they take old vehicles from a junkyard and send them off a cliff. Everyone sits at the bottom in lawn chairs drinking Molson's.
That's so redneck. It's awesome.
A 33-year-old fast food manager in Jacksonville, Florida is facing serious charges after a 10-year-old girl accidentally made the mistake of walking across a freshly mopped floor, and he went insane. James Morris was cleaning inside the Subway restaurant he managed when the little girl accidentally stepped on the area he just mopped.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Her mom had her apologize, but for Morris, that wasn't enough. According to police, he grabbed the girl tightly by the hand and dragged her into the back of the restaurant, where he proceeded to lock her inside a room. At first, the girl's mom thought he was joking. But when she tried to open the door, Morris shoved it shut with her daughter still inside. The mother began screaming for help and struggled with him until she was able to force the door open and pull her daughter out.
Good Lord.
The girl later told officers Morris gripped her arm tighter as he led her to the back and began ranting that her parents were trash and terrible people. She said she was terrified and feared she was being kidnapped. Another Subway employee reported hearing the mother's screams and rushed over, witnessing Morris pulling the girl away. He described Morris's behavior as erratic and weird that day and said he genuinely feared for the child's safety.
You always got to watch crazy things that can happen like that.
When questioned by police, Morris chose to remain silent. He's since been charged with false imprisonment of a child.
Well, that guy's, he's totally nuts.
A bit of a clean freak, this guy.
That was really frustrating because I used to work at a Subway, and that was like one of the last things you did was mop the floors. And if somebody came in, I was like, I hate you, but not like kidnap a child hate.
Boy, I bet you made a piss poor sandwich over there.
Oh, I was great at it.
What?
I was a sandwich artist.
Really?
Nick.
Now, a friend of mine, when he was a sandwich artist, you had to earn that back in his days in Subway, and I've heard maybe that's not the case anymore.
No, that was just my hired title.
Oh, you even started out that way?
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't make a very good sandwich over there.
You take that back. I plugged people.
What was your favorite sandwich to make?
Probably my favorite sandwich, the spicy Italian.
Oh, that's a good one.
What does it mean you plugged people? What does that mean?
Hooked them up?
Yeah, I hooked them up. You know, made sure they had a few extra pickles.
Your friends, when your friends would show up.
Not just people in general.
Well, I take back all the hurtful things that I said.
A 47-year-old Texas man's been arrested for setting a bar on fire and threatening to kill the bar owners.
What, did he think it belonged to Conor McGregor?
He was mad that his girlfriend got fired.
Oh!
He's going to teach him a lesson. Kevin Williams was taken into custody after torching Chili Willi's Mustang Lounge, the same place that had recently let his girlfriend go. According to witnesses, the confrontation started during a night out when Williams and his girlfriend ran into the bar's owners. One witness said Williams threatened to kill one of the owners and burned the place down.
Yeah, that's not right.
A few hours later, 2:35 a.m., a passerby noticed flames coming from Chili Willi's. Another witness reported seeing someone who looked a lot like Williams lurking around the building earlier that same night. Apparently, Williams crossed paths with the bar owners again at another local spot, this time shouting, quote, "I'm going to kill you, bitch. America."
He did not yell America.
He yelled America.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
The confrontation turned physical, with Williams trying to attack one of the Chili Willi's owners. Now he's facing a beating in court, thanks to a long list of serious charges for his Chili Willi's outburst, so there's a decent chance of his chili ring taking some hits behind bars.
Oh, my God.
Just reading the story as written. Williams has been charged.
That's a talented writer.
It was an alternative website.
That didn't come from the New York Times.
Let me tell you something, Josh. If I'm going to burn someone else's property, you know what I do first? I lurk around for hours.
Oh, and also threaten that you're going to be the one that did it?
And I make very public threats.
Yeah.
That way, you easily get away with it.
Williams has been charged with arson, making a terroristic threat, causing fear of serious bodily injury, and arson with the intent to damage a habitation.
Habitation.
Also in Texas, a 38-year-old man's facing serious charges after throwing acid at a San Antonio police officer.
Oh, I don't like that bit.
James Warner, a man with more active warrants than active brain cells, including one for attacking his poor 73-year-old mother.
Warner broke into his mother's house and demanded she withdraw money from an ATM. When she refused, investigators say he threatened her and hit her.
Then he tried to burn her alive.
He hit his mother.
His own mom.
And then he tried to burn her?
He did.
Boy, I hope someone does something to his chili ring.
Me too.
When they get an opportunity.
He forced her into a car, smacked her around a bit, threatening to crash the car. The brave woman bailed by leaping out of the moving vehicle. That's a tough lady. The next day, Dad called police, warning them that Junior was ready to throw nitric acid at any officer who tried to arrest him. About 2 p.m., officers tracked him down. But as they moved in, Warner threw a chemical substance which hit a cop and splashed on the ground, which immediately began to sizzle. He also appeared to light and throw a Molotov cocktail. As officers worked to decontaminate, Warner fled, eventually barricading himself inside an apartment and refusing to come out. SWAT was called, and after a standoff, they took him into custody. 3 officers suffered minor injuries, but thankfully all are expected to recover.
Boy, I don't like that guy.
No. A 27-year-old, now former police officer in England has been found guilty of gross misconduct for keeping cash he found while cleaning a patrol vehicle. A bill worth about $5.
$5 is all they got?
Just enough to buy about half a fancy coffee, or maybe 2/3 of a sandwich in London.
And they're firing him over $5?
They couldn't fire him because they made him quit, but they've charged him with gross misconduct now. According to reports, the officer showed the lonely bill to a colleague and joked, "Guess I'll keep this as a cleaning fee." And then he actually did. It went into his pocket, and he finished his shift without hunting down the bill's rightful owner. Authorities were not amused.
Boy, they play by the rules up there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They said the move violated professional standards of honesty and integrity. And just like that, the officer's career was over. They maintained the act of taking the bill compromised his role as a police officer.
All right, I guess. I don't know.
To his credit, he confessed immediately once questioned, saying he was sick of cleaning filthy squad cars. Still, his conduct was deemed very foolish, quote unquote, and he ultimately resigned from the force, having served since 2022. Officials concluded his actions amounted to gross misconduct, falling well short of what the public expects from someone in uniform.
What the public expects?
$5.
I mean, I don't really care, but
I'm cool with it.
I guess if there's people that really feel that strongly about it.
Yeah, he didn't go into a suspect's house and grab it. He just grabbed it from the back of his dirty squad.
Jesus.
Ohio, that just seems like something you say, hey, turn it over and don't do that again. You can't be doing stuff like that. Ohio police are dialed into a new criminal trend. Burglars are using cell phones to track potential victims driving newer model cars. Police sounded the alarm after one of their own, a 38-year-old officer, had a close call involving his sister. He said criminals are using magnets to attach cell phones to high-end vehicles, then using the phone's GPS to follow the driver home.
Once it slid down, it was lodged onto the car right there. Now there's a tracking device on your vehicle.
Once there, they showed up at the door claiming the homeowner had their phone. They used the ruse to either force their way in or manipulate their way inside.
A car pulls up to her house, and it's a couple. They're walking up to her driveway, 11:30 at night, so she's a little suspicious.
Some criminals have even threatened to call police on the unsuspecting victims if they don't return the phone.
My reaction as a family member and also as a police officer, red flags popped up.
Yeah, call the cops. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the route I'd go.
Yeah, get them involved immediately.
Not long after the incident, police issued a public warning urging people to be cautious and, if possible, park inside a garage.
I can't keep up with all these friggin' scams, Josh.
Well, I'm good because I don't have a newer model car. So.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Another scam here. 65-year-old Florida woman lost thousands of dollars in a scam where a fraudster used AI to imitate her daughter's voice.
Oh, the I've been kidnapped routine?
Yeah, something similar to that, yes. Sharon Brightwell got a call from someone who sounded just like her daughter, crying and panicked like the kidnapping scheme. But this time, she said she hit a pregnant woman while texting and driving.
Oh, that is so bad. Oh.
The number wasn't familiar, but the voice, even the sobbing, was so real that Sharon didn't question it.
When I picked up the phone, it was my daughter's voice. It was her crying voice. She was hysterical. I'm telling you, there was nothing that could have convinced me that that was not my daughter's voice that day.
Then a man claiming to be her daughter's lawyer came on the line. He said he needed $15,000 for bail.
Oh.
He told Sharon to lie to the bank about why she was withdrawing the money because it could hurt her daughter's credit if she told the truth. Desperate to help, she followed his instructions, packed the cash, and handed it over to a driver who disappeared. Not long after, another call came in. This time, they said the victim's baby had died. Remember that this is a fake victim. Demanded $30,000 to avoid a lawsuit from the family. But when Sharon's grandson casually mentioned his mom was just fine, it all fell into place. Sharon had been scammed.
Scammed!
Her family now suspects the voice was cloned from videos posted on social media. To stay safe moving forward, they've agreed to use code words to confirm each other's identities in future calls.
Dang. Well, that's just a terrible, terrible, awful, and hurtful thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that believable.
Not that long ago, an old-timer that I'm familiar with said something like this over the telephone. They said, yeah, well, I got to go. The DMV just called me and said I owe them about $8,000, $9,000, so I got to go. I got to give them a call.
No.
I've been getting those texts nonstop lately.
So have I.
I said, okay, talk to you later. I said, whoa, what? And I told them, that's not real. And like Josh said, I've been getting bombed with 4 or 5 of those a day.
Yeah, I got 2 yesterday.
I mean, doesn't the DMV always text you from a number that's +63?
Right. I don't know what happened, but you owe us $8,500. What?
Oh.
Well, all right. What's the number I got to call?
Oh, no, I'm 2 days late, too.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Going
I
to
friggin' knew
prison.
it. Yeah. I knew I was forgetting something, and here it is.
Rush legend Geddy Lee, 72 today.
Begin the day with a friendly voice, a companion unobtrusive, is a line that Geddy Lee sang, Neil Peart wrote in the song The Spirit of Radio. There's your Rush fact for the day, Josh.
Metal grinding, deburring Jesus could use some positive vibes. He's got a procedure that he's having done today, so sending you much love. Happy 11th anniversary to the best wife ever. Bobby, from your loving husband, B-Rad, G Malibu, baby Jesus. And that's 93X News.
And now a Minnesota Twins update. We're talking Twins with former All-Star closer, Glen Perkins. On 93X. Play ball!
Ryan Sandberg, the all-time leader. 480 chances. Airless for Sandberg.
There it is, way back. The record-breaking home run. Ryan Sandberg. He has now hit more home runs than any second baseman in history. How about that?
The reason I am here, they tell me, is that I played the game a certain way. That I played the game the way it was supposed to be played. It is because of one word. Respect. Thank you, and go Cubs.
Wow, we got a Harry Carey call on the program this morning. That means we're probably going to have some fun. Hey! Check out the kid with the sombrero. It's one of my favorites of all time. Brace yourself. Suddenly, the star power in the room will drop you to a knee. Randy Shaver on the telephone live from his retirement community. Hello, Randy.
Good morning.
C. Willi Myles, world-class entertainer C. Willi Myles is chuckling in the background.
Good morning.
Good morning, C. Willi. Janel Kleinberry, world-class television star. Janel is here.
Good morning.
And everyone say hello to former All-Star caliber closer for the Twins, Glen Perkins. Everyone say hello to Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
What's up, Glenn?
I like that. Good morning, everybody.
Nice to talk to you again, Glenn. Always
Good to be
nice
back.
to have you. Yeah. By damn, though, we have to start with some bad news. Just one day after Major League Baseball celebrated the induction of some new Hall of Famers, they lost an old-timer who went into the Hall 20 years ago. Ryan Sandberg died at home yesterday at only 65 years old. He'd been sick with cancer for quite a while. You know, he cleared it. It came back. He had been messaging people quite recently saying, you know, I'm still fighting. I'm spending some good time with my friends and family, but the guy passed yesterday. Very sad.
Cancer sucks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It absolutely does. One of the most beloved, not only in my opinion, one of the most beloved Chicago Cubs, but one of the most beloved athletes that Chicago ever had the pleasure.
I feel like he was pretty universally loved. I mean, I was
that
a Ryan
too. Yes,
Sandberg
that
fan
too.
as a kid, and having no allegiance whatsoever to the Cubs, but I loved Ryan Sandberg. I liked what he said at the end of his Hall of Fame speech. He played the game the right way, and I think that's why so many people loved him.
Yeah. I don't like the Chicago Cubs at all. I'm not a fan, not by a long shot.
Their most recent World Series, don't you have a theory on
It was a
that?
total fluke.
You thought it was a fluke.
It was a complete fluke that they beat. But I mean, how do you not like Ryan Sandberg, the player that he was and the guy that he was?
Yeah.
He was a wonderful guy.
Well, I grew up a big Chicago Cubs fan. Ron Santo was my favorite player, and I grew up in the time of Billy Williams and Ron Santo, and a little bit after Bernie Banks and players like that. But Ryan Sandberg, from start to finish in his time in Chicago, was just a fabulous player. But more than that, when you hear people talk about him, especially yesterday, last night, and today, they don't really talk about him so much as the baseball player. They talk more about him as a person and what he was like. And I read a couple of different tributes and stories on social yesterday about Sandberg. And, that's the kind of person that when you grow up as a kid, and you idolize somebody like that, that's what makes it even more special. Because it's not just what he did on the field, but it's how he was as a person. And it's a big loss for Chicago, for sure. I mean, if you look around today and look at all the different media outlets and all the different stories about Ryan Sandberg, it's pretty special.
Here's something I didn't know about the guys, that he was actually drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, and they gave up on him.
That sucks.
1978, they drafted Ryan Sandberg, and he made his debut in 81. By 82, they already said, yeah, this kid ain't going to cut it, right? And he spends 15 years in Chicago. He's a 10-time All-Star. He wins 9 Gold Gloves. Glen Perkins, this has been a horrible week or so. Do you have any? We can go back to talking about Ryan Sandberg, but do you have any thoughts on the passing of Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne as well? It's been a terrible week.
Bad things come in threes, right?
Yeah. Oh, and also Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show, for God's sake. I forgot about that one. I got another text today, Josh, that said the Grim Reaper has got to just give us a break.
I know. Chill out.
Unfortunately, the Cubs made only 2 postseason appearances while Ryan Sandberg was with the team, in 84 and 89. And I remember those series very well, the NLCS in 84 and 89. In 84, they had a 2-0 lead in the series over the San Diego Padres, and they wet the bed. In 89, it was Will Clark and the San Francisco Giants who ousted the Cubs from the playoffs. A statue of Ryan Sandberg was unveiled outside Wrigley Field just a year ago. I had forgotten that. Glenn, have you seen that outside of Wrigley Field, the Ryan Sandberg statue?
This is going to blow your guys' mind. I've never been to Wrigley Field.
Oh!
What?
Yep.
That's crazy.
What's your deal?
You should have played in the big leagues, bro.
I believe we went there twice during my career, and I was injured both times.
So you were in the ballpark but never took the field, or you never even went to the ballpark?
Never even went to the ballpark.
You were just in the hotel or back at home here?
I was 2009. I was injured, so I was here, and then I think the next time was either 16 or 17, and I was rehabbing shoulder surgery.
Well, damn. So that's got to be one of the only parks you haven't been to.
It is the only park I have.
The only one.
Wow.
Yes.
Should you just go?
Yeah, like just take the kids? Would you take the family there, or is that too close to work?
By yourself?
I haven't been to a baseball game, a Major League Baseball game, as a fan since high school. So
right.
And don't you have that golden pass that gets you into any game you want?
But it feels too much like work, I bet. It feels too much like work.
That's exactly right. Do you guys go visit radio stations on your off time?
All the time.
We'll be at KS95 this afternoon.
Glen Perkins, there is nothing on planet Earth I hate more than radio when I'm not at a radio station.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, just like anything else. I knew it. It feels too close to work.
I will say if I don't make it there as a broadcaster, at some point I will go. I do want to see it as a baseball fan, but I don't have a burning desire to get there on my own time right now.
I get it, Glen Perkins. We all get it. Janel Klein doesn't say, "Hey, I'm on vacation, but I'd like to do some television." You know what I mean? I'd like to go chase a hurricane while I'm on vacation. That's what she does with her regular living. Okay, you heard the call by Harry Carey when Ryne Sandberg retired after the 1997 season. He had the most home runs as a second baseman in Major League history. He was a great player. And like I said, folks in Chicago, I've heard them say this before, folks in Chicago say the most beloved athletes ever in that town are number 1, Michael Jordan, number 2, Walter Payton, and number 3, Ryne Sandberg. And then you hear Gale Sayers and Dick Butkus and others like that. But those are the top 3 that I always, Ernie Banks, but the top 3 I always hear are those 3 guys.
Absolutely. The only thing I can remember, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody, but 80s and 90s is when I was a huge fan of baseball. I mean, I haven't been for a long time, but Ryne Sandberg always seemed like he was at a clutch moment when he was at the base.
At the plate.
At bat. Every at bat was like clutch.
Yeah.
That's one thing I loved about the guy, and he was cool as the other side of the pillow.
He never showed any stress or nervousness. He was a pro from the get-go.
Absolutely.
Kept a straight face, did his job.
I loved baseball back in the 80s and 90s, man. Those guys were just...
Everything was better in the 80s, see, Willi Myles.
Right, man. That's a true story.
Randy says the 50s.
No. That's just when we showed up, Randy. That's what
Randy always
we
says.
We kicked the door down is what we did.
He says Bill Haley and the Comets. That's where it began and ended as far as music goes. Bill Haley and the Comets, Rock Around the Clock. He said they should have shut the doors in the music industry after that one.
Hilarious.
You love the 50s, Randy.
Nick, I hate to break it to you, but I was barely around it.
Barely.
I said a 1, 2, 3 o'clock rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. Sock hops, all that stuff. Glen Perkins, we wanted to ask you something. We talked about it yesterday. We were talking about the Milwaukee Brewers had an old-timers home run derby over the weekend, and some poor security guard took a pop-up right off of his skull, but that's not what we wanted. Did you see the video of the guy taking a baseball right off of his skull?
No, I saw a video of Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder swinging. I would have rather seen the security guard.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Wow.
You had some kind of...
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago at the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game and the kids out on the field.
Yeah.
And that nobody ever gets hit.
Right. So, but you don't want to watch Fielder and Braun anymore. It gives you like a flashback type of a thing.
I've seen those guys.
Okay.
I've never done that. I wanted to see the carnage.
Right. But we wanted to ask you about, Dana brought it up. He said, and I missed this, a couple years ago, you were involved in some kind of a ex-ball player home run derby at Target Field.
Joe Mauer, for his foundation, did a home run derby. We hit softballs at Target Field.
Softballs.
Yeah, we did a softball home run derby.
And how did that go for you?
I hit one out.
Okay.
And that's all I really wanted to do. I hit one home run.
That's pretty
cool. One more home run than Jim Thome hit that day.
Oh,
so
dude.
I beat Jim Thome in a softball home run derby.
Well, for God's sake. I'm going to tear up his jersey.
Trevor Plouffe and Brian Dozier hit a whole bunch of home runs that day.
It sounds like fun. I'm sorry I missed it.
It was those two guys, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I do remember
nothing like what those guys did in Milwaukee. I think they had like a sellout. They had fans in there and everything for it. So, pretty cool deal that they put together. That's awesome.
I do remember about the Mauer home run derby reading. I can't remember if it was Plouffe or Dyer. Somebody was saying just how sore they were for days after that because they hadn't really taken BP lately. Then we were going over there just trying to crank for the fence. That wakes up some muscles you don't use very often.
A lot of us don't use muscles that much anymore at all, but I remember how tired everybody got during the home run derby. From
just the derby, yeah,
swinging. That by the end, everybody was wiped out.
Can we just go get beers, guys?
Yeah, you would have thought that we ran like a steeplechase or a marathon or something, not just swung a baseball bat.
Well, I know it makes you old boys tired, but I'd like to see more of that. I think the Brewers do it every year. I'd like to see the Twins do that every year and bring you guys back.
There's been talk of them trying to get an alumni game of sorts going again, which I think would be really awesome.
Yeah,
I think that would be a lot of fun. Almost like it's Twins Fest is a fundraiser for the Twins Community Fund, and I feel like they could do something along those lines in the summer and get everybody back for that from all different eras. But I would like to see some sort of event to get everybody to come back to Target Field in the summer.
It would be wonderful. All right, so the boys and the Twins and the Red Sox had to let that storm blow through town before they finished their ball game last night at Target Field. But once the skies cleared, they went ahead and won the Pig. 5-4 was your final. Brooks Lee with a game-winning hit. By the time they got around to baseball again, there was only about 109 people there. But whatever. Tonight they go again. Lucas Giolito for the Red Sox. Twins are going to try a bullpen gimmick. The Detroit Tigers and Twins traded yesterday. The Pimp, Randy Dobnak, and Chris Paddock are off to Detroit. The Twins got a young catcher in return, from what I understand. But, Glen Perkins, do you feel there's much more to come?
I think there's going to be a few guys that it seems like it's going to be the free agent guys. So that would be Willie Castro, Harrison Bader, Danny Coulomb out in the bullpen would be a guy. I think there's going to be a few more. I'm curious more to see how far back they reach with guys like Joe Ryan and Duran and Griffin Jacks. I hope that they hang on to those guys. They're in a weird spot with the Buxton and Correa contracts. Like, those guys are going to be here. They want to compete, and I feel like the organization has a window to compete. And so moving on from some of the more controllable pitchers, I would be shocked if they traded those guys.
Okay.
But I think any of the impending free agents, that's kind of where they're at right now. I mean, a win last night is nice. I'm sure that a bunch of guys were bummed out that Paddock is gone. But the win last night was nice. But it's more the culmination of all of it, and that goes back to the series in Colorado and not winning that series. The two tough losses against the Dodgers, not being able to beat the Nationals. It's just not working out. And so I think that they got to move on from some of those guys, try to get something of value for guys that they're not going to sign next year. So I think it's just going to be a few more of those impending free agents.
Sure.
And when's the deadline? Thursday? A couple of days.
Yep. The rumors I've heard lately, I've seen a couple of headlines that said Castro, the Astro, that the Houston Astros are interested in Willie, and Harrison Bader going to play for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So,
yeah, I think that Willie's gonna get something decent in return. I believe he's a pretty good utility guy. He's got some power, hits from both sides of the plate. So I think he'll have some value in a trade. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, this time of year sucks when you're in the clubhouse. It sucks when you're a fan. And crazier things have happened. I mean, the Detroit Tigers traded away a bunch of guys last year and ended up going on a run and making the playoffs. And so I know that the guys in the clubhouse aren't going to give up. The guys that don't get traded, they're going to continue to fight, and like they did last night. I mean, they sat out a rain delay and didn't start again until after 11 o'clock and somehow found a way to win a game. So,
and they still look like they were having a damn good time when they did win the ball game. So
yeah, right. And there's times where this kind of stuff can galvanize the clubhouse. It becomes an us versus them. Mm-hmm. They don't think we're good enough, so we're going to go out and prove it. Now they've had, 5 months to prove it, and they haven't gotten it done. But you never know. So they're going to continue to grind and see what happens.
As far as trades go, did you ever think you were a goner?
There was a couple of times that I thought I was going to get traded. I do believe that there was one occasion where the press release was written and it didn't go through.
Oh, yeah. Where were you going?
I think it was to the Nationals for Alfonso Soriano.
Oh.
This was like
kind of wish that would have happened.
Now.
Yeah. Sounds like a pretty fair trade right there.
And one thing, I don't know what happened, but rumors, you know?
Yeah.
But outside of that, then it was always like after I kind of got established, the focus of mine was to try to do what I could to make sure I didn't get traded. So team-friendly contracts, and then my last contract, I had a bunch of no-trade stuff in it to just stay with the Twins. At that point in my career, I just wanted to stay home. So, but yeah, there was a stretch. There was a stretch a couple of years where my name was out there all the time.
Well, we're glad you stuck around because Alfonso Soriano, he sucks on the radio. He does. Alfonso Soriano's no good on air. So back to the Boston Red Sox real quick. They flew to town Sunday night for their series against the Twins, and it sounds like their airplane ride was a real adventure. The word is that the turbulence was so bad, the pilots stopped halfway here in Detroit for a little while. Some of the new guys found themselves in the corner puking their guts out. And then I guess they took a little break ski and then got on the airplane in Detroit to come here, and it was just as bad.
Nope, I would not have gotten back on that plane.
So the word is some of the Boston Red Sox were still friggin' dizzy last night from this airplane ride.
What is going on? There's so much airplane stuff lately. It's freaking me out. I'm starting to become you, Nick. I don't want to get on an airplane.
Oh, they should
again.
I've been saying it for decades. They should just shut it down.
Yep.
Because it's not working.
It's not working.
Bring back the horse and buggy.
Yeah. You ever have a real bad one with the ball club, Glenn?
We've had a couple of bumpy flights. I know this year coming out of Miami, so that would have been, late June, I think, when we were coming back from Miami, right before the 4th. When we took off out of Miami, we took off, and all of a sudden, I don't know, half hour in, I was sleeping. I woke up, I looked out the window and saw what I thought was the Bahamas. And we had to take off east and fly around some weather, so we were out over the ocean for a while. And then with that night on the landing, we almost, as we were coming into Minnesota, almost landed, I think, somewhere in Wisconsin because the storm was blowing through. We ended up going all the way up by Duluth and then came back down, kind of flew around the storm. So
wow.
They tried to stay out of that one. There was one time, I don't remember where we were going or what year it was, but the alarms in the plane came on. We dropped altitude fast enough that it sent the alarms off. So, yeah, a couple of times here and there, but
everyone here.
You know what? What are you going to do?
Yeah, Janel travels a lot. See, Willie travels a lot.
Yep.
You guys have. Hey, Glenn, if you're in a situation like that and you reach over to hold hands with Rocco, would he hold hands with you?
I love it.
Or would he turn you down?
He would. He would.
Good.
He's a very empathetic guy.
Yeah, okay.
I don't sit next to him.
Hilarious.
No, I mean, I'm just
However,
as an example. Let's say you're sitting next to Rocco and things get shady. Would he hold hands with a former All-Star?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rocco would. Absolutely, he would.
Josh would always hold hands with me on airplanes if I wanted him to.
Even on clear skies.
Yeah. Even on car rides. All right, Glenn. You've done a wonderful job again today. We'll have to see what happens and see what kind of club we're looking at after that trade deadline. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, we probably have some new faces. They're going to have to find a way to get some pitching here because they got a bunch of guys hurt and they're trading away their starters. So it's going to be an interesting week.
What are you doing for the rest of the Boston series? Where can we find you? Are you on radio, TV?
Home. We had a storm come through last night, and so we have branches all over the yard. Our boat lift flipped over last night, so that'll be that's what's on the docket for me is getting everything straightened away here at the house.
Oh, that sucks.
That's called making phone calls.
Last night, but you know what? Happy to have some time off, and I'll be back on the next road trip, Cleveland and Detroit. So,
all right, put a life jacket on. When you go into the water to fetch that boat lift and whatnot, just put a life jacket on. You're no kid anymore.
That's right. I can touch, though, so I think I'll be all right.
If I can offer you some advice, there are people that you can pay to do that.
There are people coming out.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
We have. I think the wind came across the lake like straight line directly at our house. I thought the house was going to blow away last night. So
that was a real roller last night, Glen Perkins.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Thanks very much, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Everybody, you guys have a good week.
You bet. You too.
Traveling IT Jesus has texted in on the subject of plane travel. You may remember he was the very well-spoken and funny gentleman who was on that Toronto plane that ended up upside down.
Oh, yeah.
He said this conversation is making him nervous hearing about some of this stuff.
Damn, that was one of them. That probably was the most incredible story we've ever been told on this radio show in 30 years.
And he's sitting there listening like, oh, you guys had some bad turbulence, huh?
I woke up upside down.
That Toronto plane crash was just last winter, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about it on air, and suddenly someone says, hey, one of our listeners was on the effing plane. He gets on the telephone with us, and it was just a truly ridiculous and frightening story. That was probably, Josh, you tell me, if there's two incredible stories that we've been told on this program. Well, three. There was a guy who was driving through Anoka.
That's the one that comes to mind for me.
The second would be the dude who ended up on the Toronto airplane upside down gimmick.
Yeah.
And the third was the kid who took Viagra when he was 16 and it killed his penis until he turned around 40.
Those have to be the top three.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Did you ever hear that story?
No, how much did you take?
I think, did he say like 3 pills? At least 2.
We were telling... We were trading boner stories.
It's aggressive.
As one does.
Right.
As one does.
And dude called in, and he said, be careful with those boner pills. The first time he got it on, his girlfriend, he was like a 10th grader, his girlfriend talked him into taking some Viagra.
So messed up.
And, they pinballed around the room for 6-8 hours, and then it didn't go away.
Oh, my God.
The Rodney. And he went to the doctor, and they couldn't help him, and his poor little acorn died, and it didn't wake up again until he was around 40.
Dang.
Wow. And the doctors tried everything under the sun, and then finally they got the right mix of this or that, and he's parading it around town now.
It's alive!
It is alive because it lay dormant for decades.
Wow.
Those got to be the two most incredible stories.
What's the driving through Anoka story?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
Oh, I could tell you the gist of it.
Okay.
A guy and his buddy were driving through Anoka.
Yeah.
At one point, I think they made a U-turn, and then halfway through the story, he realized it wasn't a story, and he ended it.
Oh, really?
That was it.
Oh, wow.
That was the best, as you could hear him go, I guess this isn't really much of a story.
Oh.
Yeah, he was going through Anoka.
He had a great...
so many times.
It was something until it wasn't.
Yep.
He had a great delivery. We're on the edge of our seats trying to, I wonder how this is going to end. And he realized, boy, this is going nowhere.
At least he stopped himself. I can respect that.
I really should have thought this out a little bit more.
Yep.
Wrote more.
I
had a good opening.
Yeah, right.
I just didn't have any meat.
It was a wonderful
He was
moment.
a little too descriptive in certain parts, and it just didn't go anywhere.
I used to drink with a guy who, by the way, had the exact same delivery as Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
Hey, you guys, I got a little story here.
That's how he talked.
Uh-huh.
He was one of those guys that would get halfway through a story and then realize it was going nowhere, and he'd shut himself down. It was really entertaining.
I like people that are aware like that, though.
Hey,
Thank
when
you
I was
for
a
not
kid,
wasting my
my folks and I went to Dairy Queen, and I ordered a butterscotch sundae, and I suppose this really doesn't go there.
He would just shut it off, and we'd say, all right, well, we appreciate that.
You ever did that? You went to your pantry, you pulled out a loaf of bread, took 2 slices out, laid it down, and you went in your fridge and realized you had no meat. No mustard, no nothing, no
Similar
cheese.
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you just put the bread back.
Oh, yeah.
You put the bread back and just go to Potbellies.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I did that.
Pull
All
tab
right.
voyeur Shiza said, surviving a drive through Anoka, that's a great story right there. Better machinist than Pat Jesus said he remembers 25 years ago we had the whole, when the fish police got started with Jesse Ventura.
Oh, Jesus.
Patrolling the lakes and streams of Minnesota. That story came out of he yelled at some people for fishing on, wasn't it the lake he lived at or something like that?
Yeah, where the fish police originated
That's
from?
where it started from, that story. It was a news story, and the guy that got yelled at was listening that morning when we told the news story and called in and told us about it.
Oh, I don't recall
I forgot
that.
about that, too, but yeah, you're right. I remember him calling now, explaining, getting yelled at. And they're getting yelled at by a guy and realize, is that Jesse Ventura?
Was he the governor at the time?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe he wasn't at the time, but recently, we had a lot of fun with the Jesse bits for many years. And do we still have a fish police laying around that we could play? I don't know.
I don't know how 2025
yeah,
friendly
exactly.
some of them are.
I mean, we don't want to play anything that's going to get anybody in trouble. But we did.
I loved that.
We did a lot with the Jesse thing there for a while, but now I can't do it anymore. My lungs will collapse and I will fall out onto the floor. It just takes too much out of me.
That's crazy. That reminds me of being a kid. Hearing the fish police.
Yeah, well, you're just a youngster. We're old timers around here. And Ashley, before saying that, for pointing out how young you were when that bit was hot, you are busted. That's as much as I can. All right, I left out some baseball stuff. I thought maybe this stuff was too dark and/or scandalous for Glen Perkins. So, I know the rest of you is much, much better, and I know how you'll react to such things. I just didn't want to put Glenn in a tough spot. First, some dark stuff here. This is absolutely amazing to me that this is a true story. Here's your weird sports fact of the day, Randy Shaver. There have been 3 players in Major League Baseball history with the first name Aurelio, and all 3 were killed in car accidents.
Oh, boy.
What?
Coincidence.
Aurelio Rodriguez is one.
That's
right?
correct. That is correct.
Third baseman, I think, for the Tigers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. That's one of them. Right. Don't bother trying to.
I can't recall the other 2. But
3 ball players in the history of Major League Baseball have been named Aurelio, and all 3 of them were killed in car accidents. That is... I'm glad I'm not high right now. I'd be climbing the walls. Aurelio Monteagudo died in 1990. He was killed in a car accident 9 days before his 47th birthday. With this stuff, Josh, and the stuff we were talking about in the stupid news, where a guy woke up on the operating table while his organs were being removed during a transplant surgery. What was the other kind of dark story we had in the stupid news?
Well, the surgeon that cut off his own legs for insurance money.
Right. You would think this was Halloween.
What?
It's not Halloween.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
A surgeon cut off his own legs for the insurance money.
What, you've never thought of doing that?
No.
$700,000. He pretended he had sepsis. He lied about having sepsis. And so he said, that's why I had to cut my own legs off. Well, they found out that wasn't true. He just did it for the insurance money. Now the guy's legless and didn't get a dime out of it.
Lord.
All right. Aurelio Lopez in 1992 was killed in a car accident the day after his 44th birthday. And as Randy mentioned, Aurelio Rodriguez in the year 2000 was killed. A car jumped the curb and killed him. If you have a son,
what made you decide to talk about that today?
Because it's so damned interesting. That's why.
Okay.
You got a problem with that, Randy Shaver?
No, I'm just curious as to why you would.
Because I'll give you the nickname Aurelio.
Go down the road. Don't do that.
And then the clock is ticking.
That's cruel.
All right, that was the dark stuff. This is the more scandalous stuff that I couldn't bring it up in front of Glenn. The Yankees and Phillies played a weekend series in the Bronx over the weekend, and it says here a guy-girl couple sitting in the ballpark, Phillies fans, sitting side by side in the ballpark, were caught on video doing filthy things. Now, I watched the video, which was shot behind the two young people, and I still am not 100% sure, so I have to ask, was she masturbating?
No, he was doing it for her.
Yeah, he was very good at it. I had to watch it a couple times to figure that out myself because of her hand placement.
Yes.
But you can see some movement on the gentleman that would suggest he's manipulating her to the point of orgasm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I never spotted that movement.
This is so disturbing. Like, I think I'm getting old because, like, I didn't find this funny when I watched it. I was angry at the person recording it, that they were sitting there recording it instead of doing something about it. Like, there's kids there.
Well, you're about to be a mother.
Speak up. Like, don't just let these people do this.
Your approach to things like this
You've changed,
is
man.
different. You've changed. You've been going through changes.
They need to be on the sex offender list.
Yeah, that was pretty inappropriate.
So,
You're right. But he's obviously incredible at what he was doing based on her reaction.
She is
was
convulsing.
overreacting, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, you think she was putting it on?
Yeah, like, come on, girl.
you
let's,
think
let's be real.
Now, normally I would think that, but you'd assume she'd try and be a little, like, hide it a little better because of where they were.
They're in public.
I mean, she was barely hanging on.
Is the video up on our website?
Yes, it is.
This gal
Links to it.
was about to slide off of her chair and down onto the ballpark. She was just in the throes of passion.
I didn't know that could happen.
And they did it right there at the ballpark. People right behind them with the video camera. What do you call that thing? Cellular telephone. Some folks get uppity at the ballpark.
Yeah. Were they selling hot dogs? I'll have what she's having.
We talked about this before, but those lawless student nights they used to have on Wednesday nights at the Metrodome, things would go on behind that big white curtain in center field.
Oh, yeah.
Some things would happen.
At least
there's
that's secluded.
Yeah, there's a little privacy there. These people were right there.
I mean, by damn.
Wow.
She'll remember that game.
Good seats or no?
Upper deck.
Yeah, they're decent.
Upper deck.
And there wasn't like a ton of people around, but there was enough.
Enough.
I mean,
All
there's
right.
no way there wasn't noises, too. Especially the way she was acting.
Oh,
There was noises.
Ask Josh. There's not a lot of noise.
Complete silence in the bedroom is usually how it goes, Ash.
Not a lot of noise.
Very little movement. Ne'er a smile in the room.
He was kind of throwing off a Josh vibe, I guess. He wasn't really...
He was a cool customer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very, like, yeah, you would think, like, it makes sense, Nick, that you thought she was doing it to herself because he was just completely stoic about it.
Sometimes you just got to act like you've been there.
I felt bad for Josh for just a second.
Well, he's mentioned before that there is very little, if any, noise at all when he performs a sex act with his wife. When we were talking about old songs a minute ago. When Josh and his wife engage, "Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It is the sound of
I've
silence.
come to visit with you again." Blah, 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 blah,
You know how it is. You take your clothes partially off, leaving your shirt and socks on.
Yeah.
You get it over with as fast as you can, and that's it. Done. Move on.
This is a business transaction. It's a business transaction.
They put on a pretty good show, that Philadelphia couple.
Hey.
But you really, I mean, Ashley, I know what you mean. That her reaction was pretty extreme to what was going on there. But
yeah, that was over the top, especially for that activity. What?
I like that you're factoring that in.
Different people react.
I mean, could you
different
imagine
ways.
you guys reacting that way if it was the other way around?
Not at a baseball park.
Oh,
Or just in general?
Again, keep in mind they were in public.
I just had a thought. Maybe there was an aid, if you follow me there.
Sure.
See, now that I would understand
hang on.
more.
I have to go the other way. I didn't think the ladies' physical reactions were that ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Well.
Oh.
No. I mean, what are you?
I'd imitate it, but there's polite company in studio.
I mean, are the two of you engaging with live human beings on the weekends, or what? I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think her physical reactions were that ridiculous.
But at times it looked like the chair was on fire, the way she's hopping off that thing. You really didn't think it was that?
No.
Nick,
I don't
I've
know.
seen
I think you've been
better.
lied to.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is I didn't think it was that ridiculous. I'm not saying anything other than that. All right, so before yesterday, I'd never heard of an NFL player by the name of Christian Wilkins. And suddenly the dude's name is everywhere. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes it's bad. It says here, Christian Wilkins, who, by the way, plays football for the Los Angeles Raiders, he's defensive lineman, I believe.
Yep.
Las Vegas Raiders.
What did I say?
Los Angeles.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Las Vegas Raiders. He's been released from the ball club, and this shocked some people. So then that twisted NFL stalker character, Adam Schefter, who won't leave these people alone for 1 second, he ups and says that Wilkins was cut loose from the Raiders because he had an incident with a teammate. Schefter reported that Wilkins kissed one of his teammates on the head, joking around. The teammate didn't take it well and went to Human Resources and reported him, and that's why he was let go by the Raiders, because he made one of his teammates uncomfortable. That's according to Adam Schefter.
Tough guy.
And then the Raiders are saying, well, no, that's not why we released him, because he hasn't been rehabbing his injury properly and this and that. So this guy's out a big pile of money, and it may or may not have started with a kiss. What do you think, Randy Shaver?
I really don't know what to think. I saw some other videos of him that I guess people have put out there of him doing some things like on a pile of people, like after a tackle.
Well, yeah, he's grabbed some penises before, according to the story.
Which has, I think, added to this story, and maybe, you know, I guess I don't know what to think.
Okay. Well,
there's rumors floating around that the Vikings might be interested in him. Not for that, but for his football playing.
Not for his dong grabbing?
They need some more groping.
Well, that would be...
I don't think the Vikings need any more. I mean, they're pretty stock full of great defensive linemen at this point.
I'm cool with them signing him. And I don't give one pump either way if he ends up with the Vikings. But like you were saying, Wilkins has a history of odd behavior. It says here when he was at the University of Miami a few years ago, he grabbed an opponent by the pecker.
Weird.
In a game against Clemson.
He just can't keep his hands to himself.
And he
did set the tone, Ashley.
It says here he did the same to Bills quarterback Josh Allen last year, like when they're all in a pile.
I can't blame him there.
Yes.
Honestly, Dana, that does setting the tone. That kind of makes sense, because like if you know that this guy is like grabbing dongs, you're probably gonna stay away from him.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that always strikes me funny whenever we hear one of these stories about someone doing something shady in the pile, you know, on a football field, is older players. Again, Randy's wheelhouse here. In the 50s and 60s, they did this stuff. They did that stuff all the time, stepping on each other's.
I don't know if they did.
They kicked each other in the nuts. They stepped on each other's peckers. No, it's not. They grabbed the nuts and squeezed. Hell yes. Grab his D and twist it. All those. Yes, they did, Randy Shaver. I've seen them tell the stories. They grabbed each other by the nuts and did the squeeze. They did. All those guys that now are looked at as these giants of football history, they all did that stuff.
That's not true.
It is true. Why do you deny
it? It's not true.
Dick Butkus never kicked a guy in the nuts, grabbed him by the balls, grabbed him by the wad. You're crazy if you don't believe that.
No, I don't think he did.
Oh, you're out of your friggin' mind.
I don't think.
But when a guy does it today, everyone goes, oh, no, oh, my God. They did it all the time.
It's just because today there's 9,000 cameras pointing at him from every angle.
Right.
So those things get seen.
They stepped on each other's balls constantly. They grabbed each other and did the squeeze constantly.
It's messed up.
It's a manly game, Ashley.
Yeah, sure.
You don't want to be in the pile. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not even making this up. I used to be terrified when I got sacked or if I got tackled.
Did they grab you by the what?
People did. They try to put their hand in your face mask. They try to do anything they could.
Did they grab your gear?
I've had my gear grabbed before.
And there you go.
and that I'll swear on my mother's grave.
Yeah. This is nothing new. This is nothing new.
But I don't know if it was intentional or not, but people are always reaching and grabbing and doing stuff when you're down there.
Right.
You know, people trying to hurt you, man, and have you get up acting weird.
Grab his D and twist it.
Grab his D and twist it.
Who is that guy again? Why did he say that?
A fan at like a UFC event.
Oh, no.
There's a man who knew what he wanted, though.
And now, as I mentioned, you certainly can't. It's tough to go to a game and not hear that, especially a Wild game. That's why you hear him the most.
Oh, right. Yeah, you mentioned that. You see, I haven't been to a Pigs game in a long time. You mentioned that before, that's the new hot line to holler at a hockey game. And I think when you first broke that news on me, I was just thankful that kick-his-ass Seabass is being replaced by anything. Because if I had to hear one more hockey fan think he was original by hollering kick-his-ass Seabass, I was going to choke somebody out. I'd grab him right by the nuts and just start squeezing. Janel Klein, you're on a date with a man. You're at a UFC event, and he shouts, grab his D and twist it. Is there a second date?
Nope.
No.
Get up immediately and leave.
A second date. Nope.
That is... So that
We
was
are different because I'm going home with that guy.
I like his style.
Here's a man who's not afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
Janelle, there will be a second date. Matter of fact, this date it just ended.
He grabs life by the D.
Oh, man. Yeah. I love a good heckle line at a ball game. When someone's really good at it at a ball game, or no offense to the world-class entertainers of the world like yourself, see Willi Myles, but when a great heckler hits a comic with a line, that can make your night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you got a good heckler, and there is such thing as good hecklers.
Yeah.
You know, if they can make you laugh, as long as they don't go too far.
Yeah.
You know, if you got me, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's just end it right there. That was your moment. Move on with your date. I will eventually destroy you because you don't have enough in your arsenal to keep up with me.
I love that. Terrifying.
You know what I mean? You're gonna shoot your best shot.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have your second best shot. And I haven't even used my first because I'm giving you that glory right now.
You want him to walk right into your trap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll say it again. I have the fondest memory. One of the fondest memories of my radio career was when a listener said about me on the air. I was one of those, oh God, on the street interviews that I used to do.
Right.
God, I hated that crap so much. But I had to pay the bills and whatnot.
Right.
And then I had to wait for Cubby and I to align so we could take over the market. But anyway, I was interviewing a guy on the street, and he said this about me live on the radio. He said, I had a gap in my teeth that Evel Knievel wouldn't mess with. That is such a wonderful, funny, original, creative line. I'll remember it till the day that I die.
Right. And he obviously didn't know you, so he came up with that on the spot.
On the spot.
Yeah.
We had known each other for about 2.5 seconds when he dumped that line on me.
And those are the good ones. You know what I mean? Like, I always say it all the time. It's like, in my career, 30 years, I've never had a heckler like shut down my show. But I don't have hecklers. And I always think if you have the right material, you just won't have an heckler. Mm-hmm. And if anybody's ever been in my show, they'll tell you there are funny things. I'll ask people questions, but sometimes it's rhetorical. Mm-hmm. But if you give me a good answer to a rhetorical question, we can banter. And it'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know, and you can call it heckling if you want to, but it's a controlled heckling. You know what I mean? But if you just come out, if you're just belligerent, then I have had several, like, go in my vault, and there'll be a couple of shutdowns you'll leave yourself.
It'll rattle you.
Yeah, you'll just get up, I'll see myself
It'll
out.
rattle you.
Is it Jimmy Carr? There's a comedian that's known for just destroying hecklers.
Yes.
That's the guy?
Jimmy Carr.
Like, he's supposed to be the best at it.
Sniper.
Yeah.
You can't get that guy from what I've heard.
Oh,
That's funny.
My God.
That's funny you say sniper. There was a guy that used to go to all the local wrestling shows with us. Well, not with us, but whenever we would go to the local wrestling shows in the late 90s, early 2000s, that was a heckler's paradise. There was one guy who was always at the shows when we were there, and he was so good at getting under the skin of the wrestlers in the ring that we nicknamed him the Sniper. Because out of nowhere, he would just zap somebody with a wonderful line.
Yep.
Always. The guy was gifted. All right, Randy Shaver.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks, brother. We'll be back with more from Janel Klein and see Willi Myles in a few minutes here on the Programski.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Caronia.
Hello to all my homies in the chat. I'm Haley Caronia with some very inconvenient truths.
Your go-to place for the hottest button issues.
Don't you hate when facts get in the way of a good news story?
Cut through the noise and get ready to scroll through the chaos of the modern world, one hot take at a time.
Hear me out. We might need to spread this information 24/7. Let's get into some scrolling time.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Caronia.
I love this place.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
And now, KARE 11's Janel Klein, sponsored by Luther Bloomington Kia.
Oh, there I was, late. Coming around to the microphone. I apologize for that. We're back on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. We're up to 8:34. See Willi Myles and Janel Klein are here. We always appreciate their company, and we, of course, appreciate our listening audience for hanging out with us this morning. Anything going on, Janel or see Willi Myles? Anything we're missing over the last time we saw you?
No, man. I've been off all summer just dealing with the celebrity golf tournaments I've been playing in.
Oh, my God. He's having to deal with the celebrity golf tournaments.
It's so hard being a celebrity.
It is, isn't it?
Man. That sounds beautiful, see Willi Myles.
Yeah,
that sounds magical.
Great.
Yeah, glad to get a chance to do that.
I know. I mean, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, you play with some scrubs, but but at the end of the day, you know,
Does that frustrate you? Does it frustrate you when they put you with a golfer who doesn't match your skill set?
Absolutely not. Oh. I love the game, and I love anybody that wants to play it.
You don't mind if a dork like me shows up and I'm hitting nothing but ground balls to the first baseman, all afternoon?
All I ask is that you don't get upset, because I would tell you the same thing I tell anybody that plays with me. You ain't that good to be that mad.
Oh, I think you said that about your wife.
My wife.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that? She might be listening again.
Because I like to start trouble.
Yes,
he likes to stir the pot.
What about you, Janel Klein?
I'm kind of boring. I don't know. I drove in that storm last night that we were talking about.
Man.
That was wild.
You were driving in it.
Yeah, I was at dinner with some friends, and I dropped my friend off. She was from out of town. She didn't have a car, so I brought her home. We did not pay any attention to the forecast. And yeah, we were in the middle of it. It was not great. Not great.
Usually in that situation, you got a camera with you.
That's right. I should have taken out the blue jacket and started a little work.
So I suppose it probably takes a lot to scare you weather-wise. For God's sake, they put you on the front lines of hurricanes and whatnot.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like they're always good about protecting us and making sure we're safe. I mean, you're out there like.
You're with professionals.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, trees are down, power was out. It was wild. If anyone was out last night,
it was. You got caught up in the motor vehicle in the middle of that storm. Yeah. That would have been something. This information is just for Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
What's up?
My little dog was real nervous when the storm was rolling in, and then we put her little thunder coat on.
Oh.
And she was a completely different.
They make one small enough?
Yeah.
That is a tiny dog.
For a little chipmunk, and we put the thunder coat on her.
Cute.
She felt much better.
What's a thunder coat?
Don't bother. Really. I'm not going to explain.
Where can I get one?
Like I said, that conversation was just for me and Ashley. I'm not going to talk about a thunder coat in front of my bros. You guys will kick my ass for that. That's a good way to get your ass kicked. If your bros find out your dog has a thunder coat. All right.
And you bought it.
Yeah, with my money.
Right.
With my money. All right, we love to bust Janelle's chops around here because she's very unique. She lacks knowledge on a couple of subjects that a lot of folks are quite passionate about. And I'm not being critical. You've got your own interests. You don't have to be like everybody else. But we do bust Janelle's chops a lot around here because she doesn't know a damn thing about movies. She hadn't heard of Hulk Hogan until a number of years ago. Now the man is dead. She had never heard of Ric Flair. Things like that. You've heard it, but we get on her case.
Wow.
I was just reading about some people, Janelle Klein, out there, Summers. This is very interesting. People sharing some of the it says here totally normal things, but I should say common. I think the word common makes more sense. People discussing the very common things that they've never done. Very common things that they've never... Like, for example, one individual out there said, I never learned how to ride a bicycle.
Wow.
My wife is one of those people.
She never learned to ride a bicycle?
Never. Nope. Never had a bike. We've tried to get her on one a couple times. She just refuses to do it.
Really?
It's wild.
Is there a backstory there?
Just never had one. Growing up, they never got her a bike. She never learned.
Well, for Christ's sake, that's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
She looks athletic.
It surprised me because...
I bet if you put her on a bicycle and taught her how, she could be in Seattle in an hour and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I've said, you could figure it out. I'll tell her I'm holding onto the seat the whole time. I let her go, and there she is. I'm the wind walker.
I'm back here. I got you.
Don't worry. Then I'll say, look, honey, you're riding a bike. It's just that easy. And she's not comfortable on a bike.
So she won't even try it. So
she tried it one time. And, she wasn't that bad. She got going a little bit, but she kind of gave up.
Well, now this...
It's scary.
This sounds to me more like maybe she had an opportunity as a child, but was fearful, and she still carries that fear.
No, she just has never done it. I was with her the first time she ever got on a bike. She just hadn't done it.
We'll get her an e-bike then. Now you don't got to pedal anymore, right? Get her an e-bike. That's really interesting to me. So, common things that some people have never done. Feel free to text us, 651-989-9393 if you've got an example. Never swum. Never gone swimming.
That's crazy. I love swimming.
I wonder where they're from.
That's a good question.
Desert?
That's a good question.
That'd be crazy from here.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I've never been a very good swimmer. We've traded those stories before. Never been a good swimmer. Never stayed up all night.
I used to be absolutely terrified of doing that.
Oh, yeah. Why were you afraid to stay up all night?
My parents told me that if you stayed up or 24 hours, you could have a seizure. And I think they did that so I wouldn't try to stay up all night.
Yeah, that's not a bad lie to tell a kid.
Yeah, but it affected me when I went to sleepovers because there were times where I would be sitting there crying.
Oh, no.
Because I thought, everyone wants to do an all-nighter, but, I don't want to die.
Well, that's such a thing when you're a kid. You want to do an all-nighter.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then you realize this sucks. My son just did one, his first one, about maybe 3-4 days ago.
It's 5 a.m. You're all just struggling to keep your eyes open.
Oh, he's been miserable.
But you don't want to be the first kid to tap out, So.
I told him so many times, you're going to be miserable. Now he knows. Frame Electric Jesus has never used a credit card. He's 39. Fornication Jesus has never had cake.
What?
Now it's sexy time Jesus. He's
You have
changed
not
it.
lived.
Never had cake.
Never had. I had cake. I had cake last night.
Me too. You died. You're dead inside.
Never. Here's a couple of folks. One, never been to the state fair here in Minnesota. Never gone skiing. I don't think you're missing much with the skiing, but
No.
you're missing out on the state fair.
Yeah, you got to go at least once.
Up at the crack of dawn, Jesus said, I'm 55, never been to a drive-in movie. I haven't either.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Wow.
We tried to go once, but they canceled it because of the weather.
Now, even when they were common, they were pretty few and far between.
Yeah.
They were.
I've been to a lot.
What, was one in your neighborhood when you were growing up?
We went to the Valley High Drive-In. I believe it's over in like the Lake Elmo, Stillwater area.
Okay, and you were an East Sider, so that was relatively close to you.
Yeah, it was, only about 15, 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But I even went, like me and my high school boyfriend, he lived in White Bear Lake, and we would go all the time. It was awesome.
We went all the time when we were kids, but I'm not going to bust your chops over that. Like I said, even when they were common, it still was kind of a poke for most of us to get to the drive-in. Never been to a live concert.
Wow.
Is in this write-up of the common things that some people have never done. How many live concerts have you been to, Janel?
Well,
Oh, you just went to one a couple years ago,
I mean,
right?
I don't go that often because I feel like you have to buy the tickets so far in advance, right?
They're very expensive.
And
Not
they're
always.
expensive. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many. I don't do it frequently.
No, who does
But-
anymore? It's so damn.
Yeah.
Give us some of the bands you've seen live.
Oh, God. Well, my last one was Madonna.
Oh,
That's great.
Oh, wasn't that the one where she didn't go on stage until like 11:45?
Yes. And it was
Hasn't
like
that always been the
90
case?
degrees in there. Remember how she wanted it so hot?
Oh, you told us that. That's
So,
right.
like, my friend and I were, like, taking our clothes off. I mean,
Hello.
everybody was. It was so hot in there.
and she wanted it that way.
She wanted it hot. Everyone
has
was
to
dying.
suffer.
So would you say you've been to more live concerts than you've seen motion pictures?
Probably. Well, that would be a toss-up. That would be a toss-up.
Wow.
Who was the last live band you saw see Willi Myles?
Let me see. I think it might have been last. I go to so many concerts.
You do?
Because I'm, I go down to the Dakota. And
sure.
I just saw Men of Motown, but the last concert I think I've been to was out at Mystic Lake, and it might have been Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Dude,
nothing wrong with that.
I love Earth, Wind.
Yeah.
I have an uncle who has only been to one concert in his life. He's about ready. I think he's about ready to hit 70 if he hasn't already. One concert in his life, and I always found this to be a great story. He went to, and I wish, Josh, I could think of her big single, but I remember the name. One night when he was a young person, he went and saw Melissa Manchester in concert. Hello. What was her? That was it. That's the one. Melissa Manchester. And this guy's a retired police officer, like tough guy character.
Right.
His one concert, Melissa Manchester.
Would it be You Should Hear How She Talks About You?
You should hear how she talks about you. You should hear what she says. What she says.
Hey, we can change somebody's life right here. Straight Crimping Jeebus said, I've never been mentioned on the radio. Well, now you have.
Look at that.
You can't say that anymore. This person has never been asked to fantasy football once. They're 47, never played fantasy.
I'm so jealous.
What? Dude, I love fantasy
Never been
football.
asked to participate. Wow, that sounds kind of like your friend group sucks. So, Janelle, you've never seen too many movies.
Right.
You didn't follow the career of Hulk Hogan.
No.
Whatever.
Right.
There are some people here never been to a wedding.
What?
I mean, if you're in your 50s or something like that, I would say, no kidding. If you're a young person, I mean, sure, there's a time where suddenly you're going to a dozen.
Yeah, I'm just starting to get those kind of invites, but before, like the last year, I only ever went to one.
But let's be clear though. If you're not getting married, there's no reason to go.
I wish.
I liked it better when you're trying to get some action.
Oh, yeah.
It changes when you're committed.
That's crazy. I'm just excited to go for like whatever food they have.
Sometimes the food can be good, but Josh is right. There's a window of time when you don't mind weddings, and that is when you're a young person and you're single, and there's going to be all kinds of alcohol and drugs.
You know what happens, Ashley? You get the first round where your friends are getting married the first time, and then after divorces, and they get married a second time. One of my best friends, I had to stop. I couldn't go to his third wedding. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'll go to the first two. I can't go to the third.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, at one point or another, you got to draw the line. All right. We got to get going shortly, but I'm really enjoying this. I love the vibe here. We've been discussing common things that some of us have never experienced, common things that some of us have never done. And I received a text message. Well, we've received quite a few text messages on the subject. We straight up asked folks, go ahead, text in if there's something really common that you've never experienced. My favorite one is right here. I'm 38 years old, and I've never once been in trouble. That's gear grinding, truck driving Jesus. So I'm assuming he means with the police, at school, his parents, all of the different ways you can be. This guy never been in trouble. That fascinates me. Josh, I thought you were the straightest laced sumbitch in town because you've only been in trouble once. And that was when you skipped school or something?
I've been, a couple times, but at school it was because I was 5 minutes late to graduation practice.
Oh, wow. So what? Name another time where you were in trouble.
Well, allegedly. Allegedly, I was caught shoplifting. Well, I wasn't even caught shoplifting, but allegedly I shoplifted a CD. I forget what it was. Probably Pantera.
No,
Megadeth.
it was Seal. I remember very well.
A Kiss from the Rose.
A Kiss from the Rose by the Seal.
Doesn't sound right, but it was a long time ago.
Oh, I forgot about that. Were you ever in trouble with your parents?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I never did any. It was never like sneaking out or anything real bad. It was my parents were very strict.
So things like grades
or
and
being a little late for family dinner, or not getting good enough grades.
Janelle, were you ever in trouble with your parents, even once?
Not really.
God,
but
help
they were
us.
pretty laid back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a lot of freedoms.
Yes.
That one, I love that one. I've never 38 years old, never once been in trouble.
That's impressive.
Condoms prevent minivan. Jesus is 43. Never had White Castle.
Yo.
Not missing nothing, but
Oh, you don't like sliders? You don't like the White Castle?
it's not real
What?
food.
They're chicken rings?
Nope.
Get out of
Not
here.
real. Nope, not real.
I like it.
I'm a fan. Definitely.
I wouldn't say that I love it, but I
Almost
like
lost
it.
my insides out.
Oh.
I love it.
One of our listeners is 30 years old and a male, and never has even tried peeing standing up.
Oh. I'm sorry.
You know what? Good for you.
30-year-old guy, never peed standing up. He says, I sit down. It's way more comfortable and quieter.
It is. It is very comfortable sitting down for a little bit.
I got a good idea for this guy here. Never been on a boat. So I say we got to put this prick on our next booze cruise and scare the daylights out of him. We're
Let him
on
drive.
fire, something. We got to scare the hell out of him. He's never been on a boat.
You're the captain now, sir.
Yeah.
Hobby photographer Jesus has never been to a concert at a stadium, only the State Fair. By the way, Daryl Hall just announced that he's going to be at the State Fair this year.
Sweet.
Why? Is that right?
That's right.
Does he know how much it costs to get in?
He should try to cover some of that for us. He should cover half of
What
it.
if he had to pay to get in?
No, I'm performing. Sure, everybody's performing, but I get that one all day.
We got to buy tickets to go for the station, so I wonder if he'd have to pay.
One of our listeners has never once in their life ate, whatever the proper word is, never ate fruit. Ever.
Wow.
Your poor body. Eat some fruit.
He doesn't want to eat any fruit.
Well, it's like Al Michaels famously won't eat vegetables.
That stresses me out. That's like those people that say they won't drink water. What are you doing?
Never had a piece of fruit before. And one more here. I just like the way this one comes off. 715 Wild Man, Mild Man Jesus texted in to say, you know what? My brother's never eaten an orange or rode a bicycle. What a jabroni.
Swamp Stomping Jesus has never had a peanut butter sandwich, and he said peanut butter is nasty. I eat peanut butter every day.
How would you know?
It's probably one of my favorite.
I also eat
I just had a peanut butter sandwich the other day, man.
That's a lot of protein. It's good for you.
I consume peanut butter every day, sometimes more than once a day.
Same.
Well, Janel, Klein, what are you going to do now?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it going to be bananas hot again today?
No.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah,
the
we got
misery-
a whole week. We're gonna be we got a good week coming up.
Bananas hot, she says. No, the misery is over.
Oh, good.
Tolerable, reasonable, livable temperatures now until the end of the damn week, all the way through Sunday.
Well, then.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I still don't have any plans.
No plan.
I don't know. It depends who you ask about that weather situation.
Hilarious.
She says no plans at all. Thank you, Janelle, and
Thanks,
thank
you
you,
guys.
C. Willie.
Great to see you
Absolutely.
guys.
Always.
You too.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Ass Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.